We got news on Marin. Isn't it Marin?
No, we got no word on them.
Oh. Hello. How's it going, Zular? We're still waiting on one more person to show up. Haven't heard from them, but we just came back from a El Restaurante, and I am so full. Oh, am I full? How are you doing? Oh, okay. So we ended last session in a battle. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Bye. For now.
Yes, and we will continue that. For now.
Bro.
Is there any word from Sigrid / Marion?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
I will read it to you verbatim.
Oh boy. Okay.
So, yeah, it came in around 7:30, and it says, "This is a short notice, but I'm going to be pulling out of the group going forward. Ivan, the tension and snipping between the players is a bit much, and it's making me have a headache more often than not."
Fair enough.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right.
So we have another wizard we can trade.
I suppose. I don't know how you're going to get your hands on the other wizards, but yes.
Well, we traded a Vil, so we can just trade this one too. Oh, good.
Traded a Vil. Whom?
The lizard people. We kept them with a...
Is he still the lizard folk?
No, I think
No,
he's
he-
left now. But
It was released
yeah,
last time,
last
we
time
were
we were
there.
there,
Okay.
we brought him back to SaltMarch, I think.
Did we? I forgot that. I thought we left him with him again.
No.
No, he returned. So yeah, that's that.
Not the greatest.
Just finishing up a snack there. In the meantime, who remembers what all the red and green cubes were?
So the red is giant bear barbarian.
Right.
The green cube is my entangle. That I think every one of them have saved against right now, so it's just difficult terrain.
Didn't you hit one? I thought you hit one.
They got out.
They got out like
okay.
the very next turn.
Okay.
I got one though for one turn.
It was a noble effort.
Yeah. That's alright,
Yeah,
it's an
red.
ability. It doesn't waste a spell slot, so I'm not worried about it.
And yeah, the red is to represent that the barbarian is currently large and is squeezing in an area.
Yes.
Okay. The green square on Minigard is my healing spirit.
Oh yes.
With
forgot
5
about
of 5
that.
charges.
Green square. Oh, there's Minigard.
Yeah, so he gets a D6 healing on his whenever his turn starts.
Is that what the heart stands for?
Yeah, I think you put a heart on him too to represent
Yes.
it.
My clock is for my concentration on entangle. I don't know why Razor has strongman.
It's raging, just to remind me.
Ah.
I'm raging.
Fair.
Right. Now, if I only remember. Who each one of these was.
I think the one with the red mark on it is the one that got up right at the end of the session after being rendered unconscious, or we thought killed.
Right.
And I think the purple's the one that casted a charisma saving throw spell.
Yeah, the
On
purple.
Razor.
Purple I remember.
Oh, I bet you do.
Okay, that was one. That's 2, 3, and 4. Okay.
Minigard, did you post a cow? Were you a cow posting a cow hitting a cowbell?
Yes.
Fair enough.
Wait, does that mean you're asking for more cowbell?
Gotta have more cowbell.
Always more cowbell.
You see, we both put our pants
Yeah, I mean, you
on
beat me to it, son of a
one leg at a
bitch.
time, but I make gold records. I gotta have more cowbell.
Right. I don't know if Minigard puts his pants on one leg at a time, though.
You know, I've never watched or asked, so fair.
Not entirely sure he wears pants.
Yeah, are you Donald ducking, Minigard? Is that what's going on?
He's got the full-on toga, but you have yet to see anything underneath.
There you go.
All right.
An air visually.
Not due to lack of trying.
I'm glad we got that out of the way, yeah.
Alright. So, we have a bunch of people beating on Drazer, starting with number 4. That is what he's gonna do. And he has none of you are currently grappled, are you?
No.
No.
Alright.
I think me and Thea are grappling each other on the stairs here because we have nothing else to do.
Right.
Are you shipping
okay.
behind me? Is that what's going on?
The
Flipping is all
full-on,
going behind you. Yeah.
full tongue action. Yes.
Wow. You thought the most interesting action was 5 people.
Well, I'm an acolyte of Palor. I can do ceremonies, so fuck it. Yeah. All right.
This would be the right time to do it.
Yeah.
Anyway. So this guy begin by biting Bear Drazer. Yes, he will.
Dude, of course. First fucking roll.
Yep. All right. So that means
All right. Gotta figure out how to get in there. I
we'll
can
take
take.
starters
their ship name?
7 points of piercing.
All right. Well,
damage.
it's Thea and Ralston, so it'd be Ralthia or Thealston.
Then,
I think it's Ralthia.
I think some of us are suffering from bleeding too, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah.
One of us.
Possibly. Guys, I'm curious because you're raged. Would you take an odd number damage? Do you round it up or down?
I think it's down.
It's up.
It's general.
Is it up?
It's usually down unless specified otherwise.
Ooh. My brains are so beefy.
Yeah, as I recall, that was Drazer, because I remember having a discussion about the fact that rage doesn't apply to that.
Yep, and it's at the end of my turn.
Oh, quick point of order. Who has the light?
Turn. Oh, that's a good question as well.
Was it Minigard?
I believe it was either Tia or Marion.
Yeah, it was one of them.
I think it's me.
Is it okay?
I think it is you. Yeah. Okay.
All right, so that was bite, and trying to go after you with his clawed and toothed staff will also hit for another 5. Which will, I believe, make you grappled. Oh, no, they can't grapple you. You're too big. And it's your turn. So, first roll a d4 for the latest they were able to do to you.
3.
I think that's quite another bleeder. I think that will turn into a festering wound. Yeah. So wound plus bleed. All right. Then roll a con save for the side effects of the new wound. All right. We'll have no other immediate side effects. Have a major con save. And you also take 1 point of bleeding damage, which rage doesn't apply. And now it's your turn.
This is the guy that got back up, isn't it?
No, the guy that got back up is back here.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to remember which of these 3 here that was the one that was probably the hurt most. I'm trying to remember.
Probably that one, the one I fucking Superman punched into everyone.
The one, yeah, the one that's obviously the most beat up is this one.
Okay. I want to recklessly attack that one.
The other ones don't seem all that much worse for wear. other two that are on you.
Do bite first. 25 hits, I'm guessing.
5 hits.
12 damage.
12 damage. Okay.
And then my claw.
I just realized, actually, I think I called you Zular. I'm sorry. Hi, Zular. Hi, Zular.
Oh,
I don't know why I called you Zular. Hi, Hectic.
25 hit and then 9 damage.
I think it's Court and I were talking about Zular.
Alright. That one
Jeez.
goes down as well.
Hey, progress.
Yes.
Oh, and then I'm going to use my bonus action to do a Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay.
Because I can do that as a shape-shifting druid thing.
Alright. Yes, that was... Wait a minute. Yeah, you guys have the same initiative with Minigard.
Yes.
So...
Can circle the main druids?
Let's
do
get
that?
that healing spirit out the way. Alright, so it's just a D6.
1d6.
Yeah.
So that'll be a
Right.
4. Awesome.
So yeah, I guess technically that was simultaneous.
I guess he's doing the wild shape thing. That makes sense.
See that the bear takes down the small fish creature, so I will burst into action and bounding off his head that is lowered, I will come down on the next one and start swinging with righty first, and then
Alright.
maybe lefty.
Yeah. I mean, I should have made you go at the same time. It's just that, yeah, it's been 2 weeks and I wasn't looking at the turn order properly. So I guess for this
by all
for
means.
for this time around, I'll let you act lightly after Drazer. I mean, it probably would have been the case that you would have gone after the same guy. But at any rate, I guess that won't apply. So you're gonna forge ahead?
If this is going to be, I'm going to instead grab the now unconscious fish person, which is now currently unconscious from the bear that has been attacked. I will swing around and use it as a countermeasure and fling it at the other fish person in turn.
Okay.
And then I will charge forward and try and make a swing. But I will go ahead and throw that fish person onto this one here. If you would like for me to make an attack, I'm not entirely sure what you would like me to do for that.
That would be a shove. But I mean, do you have 2 attacks per round?
I have a offhand attack. Yes, as a bonus action.
Okay.
So
Alright.
I'm going to. Would it be the exact same amount of damage? I'm guessing. Actually, no. Technically, he would.
I mean, a shove, yeah, technically is not a damage dealing attack. Though we'll see how things work out. Alright. So
I will. Would you like me to just throw a punch and see how it goes?
I believe it's a strength. Strength check.
Strength check. And I am proficient. So we'll go ahead and just roll this, which will be my strength save, but it's just adding proficiency to it, so that's a 16 to hit.
The check. See, okay. So you can roll athletics, and it will roll. What it will roll? Your athletics the same as your strength save?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, it doesn't matter. That's a big enough gap. Okay. So
So I will spin this guy around, fling him at the other one, and I will go ahead and smack the other guy across the face.
the same one you just shoved, or this one here?
Well, the one that I shoved technically is the one that's unconscious.
Oh, I see. Right.
I threw the unconscious one on him, and now I'm going to punch him in the face.
Okay. Let's just see what happens to him. Okay. So yeah, this one I guess like goes flying, and this one. Okay, that one stands. So this one is prone now.
Excellent. And I will swing my fist right down on top of him with advantage because he's on pro.
Right.
That's going to be a 10 to hit.
That will miss.
Yes, it will.
Yep.
But that will go ahead and be my turn.
All right. So, number 2, the one that just went down, is lying off to the side here. It's Drazer that brought him down. So he actually does begin to stagger to his feet. This guy here. Yeah. How much damage was your last attack against him, Drazer? 9?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, 9 damage.
9 damage. Roll 2d4. What did you hit him with?
That was the claw.
Okay. Yeah, so roll 2d4.
3 and 3.
6 claw. Yeah, he took out his shoulder. Let's see which one it was. It's low, it's the business one. Okay, so he can't attack with that, so he will just bite somebody twice.
Is advantage on me?
Yeah, it does. Just mark him. Don't forget. Right. Has advantage on you, but he doesn't have. Well, I guess he's kind of under that guy. I just put him over there to get him out of the way. So this one is actually prone, so he will get in his place. I'm gonna just move him for efficiency's sake. And I don't know if he knows what happened to him, but he will attack Minigard. He will bite you once and hit. He'll bite you twice and get AC 17.
That will hit.
Alright, so the first bite does 3, and the second bite does 6. That is his turn, and that brings up Thea.
I'll move here. I'll cast Vicious Mockery on whichever one's standing up.
Okay. So
Yes, whatever closest to me then, if they're all standing.
He makes a save. Is not mocked. Perhaps he's just too bizarre a creature to understand that you're insulting him.
Okay, my turn though.
All right. Algalon.
All right. I am going to. Let's go ahead and move into Thea's spot. And then I'm going to drop Entangle. And at the exact same center point, I'm going to cast Fairy Fire. So starting here, it'll take up the same 20-foot square.
Okay.
But now it's going to be Fairy Fire.
All right. That just gives advantage against them.
I'll go invisible.
You gotta. They have to
Alright.
make a dex save, 13. And then I'll end my turn by moving back to the same spot I was.
Okay. So let's roll for all of them. Save.
I want to hear the words all but one fail.
With 2 fail.
All but 2.
Yeah. This one just got up recently, succeeds, and so does this one. in the
So
back.
red and purple succeeded. Everybody else is outlined in green. You guys have advantage on them. Have fun, boys.
Right. Right.
Actually, as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Shillelagh on my staff, and that'll end my turn.
Okay. Ralston.
Okay. Not
I remember
much.
where you are.
That worked out.
You still done somewhere?
I'm just hanging out down here.
I gotta
Upstairs
turn
a ways.
the
I
water.
can never see because you're kind of
Exactly. That's the whole point.
right.
I'm gonna. Can I occupy the same space as Algalon as long as I don't end my turn there? Is that doable?
If he allows it.
Algalon? May I occupy the same space as you briefly? That's something you can get behind?
He's muted if he's the.
New Sigma.
Algalon?
He's either not there or muted, or both.
Okay. I mean, I can't do anything. My whole intention is just to move here to Algalon space. It's 10 feet of movement so I can see my healing spirit and move it forward onto Minigard. That's really all I can do.
Right. Seems easy enough.
Okay. So I'll just consider the healing spirit is now occupying Minigard space. And then I am going to just scan down into the water here. Make sure nothing's coming up from behind us. And I will reserve an attack action if anything pops out of that water and starts coming up the stairs.
Okay.
That'll be my turn.
You're keeping an eye on the water. Alright.
Yes.
So, number 1.
Also, I'd like to encourage Marion to maybe progress down the stairs to allow other people to get up there. She's not going to do anything.
Okay.
Be my turn.
We'll get to her shortly. So, This one just staggered to his feet. Well, what are you gonna do actually? Yeah, he's relentless. He will push his way over here. Oh wait, not him. Oh, I see that 2 stayed behind there. Weird. Okay. The 1 stayed behind there.
Hopefully I didn't miss anything.
There. I can't move it. To remark them. This one is 2. Now this one is 1 and 2. There. Okay. So he will attempt to savage Menagard. His bite will miss, and his other clawed staff will also miss.
Riposte.
Okay.
Get him.
I will go ahead and use another one of them dice, and I'll slam a fist right into his face. See if this works.
Can't remember what I used for Shillelagh.
Is he one of the ones that has fairy fire on it?
No, he's one of the ones that saved.
Okay. So that's a natural 20 out of the way.
Okay.
So this is gonna hurt him.
That's 2 natural 20 so far.
Yes, it will.
Since we've started.
20 points of damage.
1 from us, 1.
Consistency.
Right. Yeah. Consistency. Well, he goes back down. He just barely got up. As it is. Roll 3d4.
Or into 2.
Points Division reports the new break.
Sure.
All right. So Ralston, roll persuasion. See if Marion will follow your lead.
Oh, I missed Rawl doing something. All right.
Alston,
Yes.
you roll persuasion.
Okay. Ooh, not my strong suit. Hey, not bad for -1.
Okay.
Consistencies keep on coming.
She will descend down. Let's see if she'll do anything first.
Is there a reason I'm in the wall? Did I move myself there?
The map moved.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's what happened.
That makes sense. It was up. Up and over was the map.
I think I was one like the space below me as well.
Okay, I'll just leave it there.
Okay.
Otherwise, bad things will happen.
We don't want
I
that
gotta
big
teach
fan.
him how to use Roll20. I really
Yeah.
do.
Well, okay. She'll, I guess. Does she know this? At the moment. She does. All right. She'll actually cause this guy to go back down as well. And then she will follow your advice. She was there. She's not gonna go all the way down. She likes to keep herself or you between the water and her. And so she used that slot. Brings her to that. Alright. So now the purple guy who's not outlined. What is he gonna do?
Alright, healing spirit moved, Razor's fine, Minigard's fine. For now.
Oh. There was also a spiritual weapon, as I recall. Who was that beating on? Guess it doesn't matter. It can switch. It will attack Razor.
I think it has advantage. I'm not entirely sure.
But
I think it has advantages that is reckless. I'm not entirely sure if it's the spiritual weapon.
All attacks.
Should. Yeah, because you're sort of not paying attention to any danger in front of it, which includes it. Alright. Well, at least it's not a crit. So that
He's rolling
will
so
do-
high. At least he failed the saves for me, so that's good. I just need a book that gives
9
me
points
plus
of piercing damage.
6 to wisdom. Actually, what I need is a moon sickle. Like a sickle of the moon or whatever it's called. Something that gives me plus to spell stuff. Spell attack and save would be huge.
Did that already.
Who'd we lose? Thea? Who lost Thea? There they are.
No.
Did anyone else Discord go wacky cuckoo?
Nope.
Not yet.
Mine just went boom, 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 boom.
Well, it happens.
Yeah, it must be on your side. I heard the noise for someone like exiting and leaving.
Right. Alright. Drazer. Roll a.
Yes, the sickle is made of metal. I can use metal weapons, just not armor or a shield.
You got wisdom?
I can use metal weapons. Just all the metal weapons we've gotten, we've either given to people or I can't use.
12.
Oh, that's even with
Fail.
advantage. Yikes.
You are frozen in place.
Oh, that's a save. Man, if
As a bear.
only there's a bard to give out inspiration.
On you. And number 3 is in front of you.
I'm a halfling. You can occupy the same space as me. Since you're one size larger, we can occupy the same space without issue.
In front of
Since I'm a
Vanguard.
halfling. It's this lovely little racial trait called halfling nimbleness.
Well, yeah, now that you're immobile,
You can't
will
stay in the
attack.
same
I
space.
guess he was at
But you can
advantage
move
anyway,
through
so
it.
It doesn't matter.
But yes, I would let you do
alright.
it. No
So
problem.
that's another 20. The bite. And he still misses with his staff. So that is 7 piercing. Plus other special gifts that will follow shortly. Alright, so number 4. I guess we'll lay into you as well. Since you're now defenseless. That is a hit with the bite. That is a miss with the other thing, which they can't seem to use even when they have advantage.
Does that like capture hook thing they're using last turn or last session? Okay.
Yeah. So that's another 4 points of piercing with the bite. And roll a con save for starters. Actually, no, roll a d4 for starters. Okay. Well, that's gonna
You know,
be
as soon as
another
Algalon moves in
81.
there, they're going to be able to hit every single grapple check they ever wanted
Um,
with those stupid things.
now roll a con save. Okay. Wow. So you're held and stunned on top of everything.
He's not doing too hot.
So that's your turn. You bleed
And,
from the previous bleeder. 3. So bleeding damage. And that is it for you. But Minigard, who is in the same initiative, can act.
Alright, so D6 healing. Thank
D6
you.
healing.
That's a level 3. I'll take it. Alright, so I'm gonna look behind me. Thea, are you wanting to get involved, or are you wanting me to stay here?
Do what you know to do.
Well, I'm asking you. You're kind of the next person in line.
I think, yeah, at this point, given that you have 6 seconds at your disposal, you basically you're active.
Okay, and
I'm just gonna go ahead and frickin' deck the dude with a frickin' uppercut in front of me. And I'm gonna try and push him back with the horns if it hits.
Okay. That one is one of the ones that's outlined.
Excellent.
The fairy fire. So that's at advantage.
21 to hit.
We'll do it.
Excellent. And I'm going to punch him up with the uppercut, and I'm going to slam him back with the horns. And he needs to make a strength save or be knocked back 10 feet.
Alright.
Just roll damage.
Yes, 6 points of bludgeoning damage. That will fail, I believe. I think it was a DC 13.
Yeah. Well, C13. C13 will actually save.
Okay, so it does not move, apparently. Alright. There goes my plan. Alright, instead, damn. Yeah, I guess that's my turn. Shit.
Okay. He takes 6.
Ankle damage, that's good.
Right. Alright. Number 2 is back there. Down. He's not doing all that well. Thea.
Can we move the map back to where it last was?
I think it is. It is
No,
bad.
It
As
is.
best as I can tell.
It is not where we last were. We're in. Some of us are in the wall.
Yes, the dragon should be like right here.
Oh,
Yeah.
thought the staircase aligned.
I think it's down and forward 1 square.
Yeah, we need to go back.
There we
Yep,
go.
Perfect.
There we go. We're
And
back
we
in
kept all our
action.
tokens. Yay.
Right.
Yeah.
So cool.
Alright, I'm gonna move up, pull out my rapier, and stab the one right here.
One right on top of you.
The one in front of me, yeah.
Okay.
Add advantage.
All right.
Ooh.
That's my turn.
Okay. He's mad. Algalon.
All right, seeing Thea move and Minigard trying to knock him back and fail. Going to go ahead and use my little feetsies and get 5 feet here, 10, 15 here. And I'm going to go ahead and attack the guy in front of Minigard with my shillelagh.
Okay.
At advantage. 23 to hit. Guessing that hits.
Yes.
All right. 10 points of bludgeoning damage from the magic stick.
All right.
And then the last 10 feet, I'm going to back up.
Okay. Ralston.
Dang, he's still up. Beefy.
Okay. Shit. This is probably not a good time to bring it up, but Ivan, did you ever come to a conclusion about the Zephyr strike thing we were talking about?
Didn't we work that out last time?
No, you told me to get back to you, and I never did because I kind of forgot about it. I'm curious because if I'd like to use the movement before I attack, but I think that might be improper.
Isn't that what we concluded? Based on
I mean, I was the
order
way,
wording?
yeah, the way it's worded to me suggests that I need to issue and like activate the attack before I can do the movement. I don't know if you made a. Was that your?
Yeah.
ruling on it? Okay. Okay. That's a no Zephyr strike. Well. Minigard, how are you feeling right now? Did you survive a bolt or two in your ass again?
Put some crossbow bolts amongst friends.
Okay, so would you like the honest answer, or would you like the in character answer? Actual
character.
in character, he's still pretty beat up. He's taken a few hits. He's got a few scratches. He's not horrible, but he could probably take a hit or two.
Okay. And the one in front of Minigard is lit up with fairy fire.
Hmm.
So I'd be just making a straight attack. essentially. If I was firing
Yeah.
through Minigard. Okay.
Yes.
Let's go. 5, 10,
All cramped spaces. Gotta love it.
20.
Dude, that's our forte,
Oh,
man.
Alkaline? Yeah, it is. It really is.
It
These
certainly
sharpshooters
is.
so bad. Then let's. Is that 20 feet there? I could, in theory, still cast Zephyr Strike, and then. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna bonus action Zephyr Strike, and then that should lead. Since Zephyr Strike confers advantage, I should then get advantage on this attack, even though I'm firing through Minigard.
Oh, I want to answer this.
Okay.
Okay. And okay, so Zephyr Strike, and I will attack the fish person in front of Minigard.
Don't want to be that guy, but you can't stack advantage.
Oh, you can't. So it's
Just a straight
be a straight
roll.
attack either way.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's scratch his Zephyr Strike. We'll just go with the straight attack. Come on. Here we go. Hey.
That's that one. All right. So that's 6.
Pretty good.
Yep, 6 piercing. Let's do it again.
Okay.
Track the bolt.
That's 7. All right.
So just between me and Ralston, we've done 23 points of damage to him, not including what Minigar and Drazor have already done with him.
I can't quite get out past the yeah, let's, you know what, let's bonus action attack again.
You
Same
can get out
target.
of here.
I'm at 20 feet of movement where I'm standing right now. And it's 15 to get out, like past you, right? Or 20. So that's 5, 10, 15. Yeah, I can't do it. I only have a...
Said you're at 20 feet. This is not 20 feet.
No, I've moved 20 feet so far.
And
So I have 10 feet of movement left.
didn't Zephyr Strike increase your movement speed?
I did not cast it, as it wouldn't have given me any kind of advantage on the attack.
Oh, okay.
I probably should have in hindsight, because I did want to get out. But, yeah, bonus action attack, same target.
Okay.
Fuck. 13 hit?
13 actually does hit.
Oh, nice. So, that's 12...
There's 6.
Yep, 6, 7, 6, all piercing damage.
Okay.
Don't really lay it into him. And then I will just step back to right here. That'll be my turn. I
Okay.
think this is the spot right here, right? Isn't it behind Algalon? This is like
Yeah.
at the turn of the stairs, essentially. Okay.
All right. So that went down.
Hey, I did something good.
Why'd you have to open your mouth? You just said words again, Ralston. We talked about this.
You're right. We did.
All right. Marion is down there.
Water quick.
I assume she'll take the dodge action.
Well, maybe.
Transforms into a fish person, casts Fireball on Minigard, runs into the ocean.
Possibly. Who did she cast at 2nd level? Oh, she cast that Wither and Bloom thing.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to put my hoodie back on. It's a little
she'll
cold.
Actually cast that then.
I hate Wither and Bloom so much in this campaign because it says, "Oh, you can heal by using one of your hit die." Our hit dies are very precious.
This dude
They're
is
like
getting
healing
fed up with
potions
her
and
shenanigans.
RPGs. You don't ever use them.
that fish person in front of Minigard is dead, or at least fallen.
The fish person directly in front of Minigard is not. The ones that are down are off to the side here. This one,
so
and this one.
So I didn't drop him. That was an impression I dropped.
No. The ones that are holding your line are still holding your line.
Okay.
They beefy boys. I'm surprised he didn't take an attack of opportunity against me.
He could do that.
When I backed up, maybe he didn't realize.
Another one of those. So, Minigard, make a wisdom save.
Wisdom save. That's gonna go greatly. All right. Well,
Above average.
12 will not be enough. So you're also immobilized, like Drazer.
Oh. Great.
then we can get another roll.
Yeah. Which will give the one in front of you advantage on his attacks, and he's up next.
In there, Minigard.
Yeah.
If this is the spell I'm thinking of, this is gonna hurt a lot.
Probably. Alright, so that is T21, which hits, I assume.
Yes.
And then the other thing, 14 misses, I'm assuming, on you,
AC
Minigard.
16.
Alright.
So
You can't quite break through your,
He might not get his dex.
whatever it is that your armor is made out of. Chain links.
on chain, the gauntlets glancing off every single stance he's ready for, even in this single moment. He's frozen yet still able to defend.
But you do take 3 points of piercing damage.
Oh,
from the
glad
first
to
attack.
Low.
Okay, good. He's not paralyzed.
I think his whole person.
Damn, yeah, that would have sucked.
Yeah, because wisdom.
Oh, I don't-
immobilize you with the wisdom save for a whole person.
I don't want to use my form to blow him up. But I might have
Because if it
to.
was a whole person, that'd just be a crit.
Does it make you restrained?
What spells does this?
Whole person.
If it's a whole person, he's paralyzed, which means everything and above. If he's
What?
a paralyzed creature is incapacitated, they can't move or speak, automatically fails strength and dex saving throws, all attack rolls against them have advantage, and any attack roll made within 5 feet of a creature, any attack roll that hits the paralyzed creature is an automatic critical hit.
Yeah.
Alright.
That is harsh. That is a nice spell. Holy shit.
Wow.
Whole person though only works on humanoids, so it has limited uses, honestly.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Limited uses for players, a lot of uses for monsters.
Yeah. I don't know.
No shit.
I don't know how the critical hit table would work with paralysis. Would that mean we always have to roll it, or does the whole thing only work with nat 20s? The critical hit table thing.
Doesn't necessarily only work with nat 20s, because it also works if you're taken down. Paralyzed. Yep. Okay. Were you hit also, Razor?
Yeah, I think I was hit like twice maybe, or once. Yeah, you got crit anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. So, yeah, one of those hits on Minigard, or the hit on Minigard, was a crit. So instead of taking 1 damage, you actually take, or 3 damage, you take 7. And you will have other unspecified crit effects when it comes to be your turn. This guy is in front of Drazer. Turn his attentions to Thea.
Alright, I guess I'm gonna have to blow some people up.
It's right there. AC 16 hit you?
That hits.
Right. And then with the True Claws, AC 14.
That hits too.
Alright. So the bite will do 6. And the staff will do 4. 10 total.
Okay.
Alright. So Drazer. Roll your wisdom save again. In the meantime,
I'll do the same.
you take.
Oh,
Alright,
Good
16
save.
will snap you out of it, but you do take
that's a good
another
save.
5 points of bleeding damage. From the previous attacks. Yeah, you're just like shedding blood everywhere. But it is your turn, and it's also Minigard's turn in case you're coordinating.
The saving throw to get out of holding person, it happens at the end of your turn. Right?
Yes.
Okay. So
I can go back to normal.
the end of the turn. Which means that I guess Minigard is rolling his save as well.
So I'm going to get the 4 from Healing Spirit. Wisdom save. 4.
Okay, so you're not snapping out of it. And because you just
I get the healing,
sustained a critical hit, roll a d4.
Ooh.
All right. You have yet another minor
Drazer's
scar.
fine. Drazer's fine. I just have to keep telling myself
roll-
Drazer's fine. Minigard, on the other hand,
Constitution save
not
in case it's relevant. It probably won't be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got
7.
Okay. You're also stunned on top of everything else.
I already am.
how many heals have you taken? You're at 3 so far?
Yes,
3d6?
3.
Alright, there's 2d6 left in that thing.
I apologize. I keep taking so much.
Oh, I mean,
All right.
you're also taking a lot of the hits, so I mean, it's fine.
Stunned and paralysis is based. The only difference between stunned and paralysis caused the crits.
I just realized that if I were to cast Sever Strike, it would immediately drop the Healing Spirit, correct? They're both concentration? Okay.
Yep.
If that is the case. All right. So. Okay. Nothing. All right, Thea. So you're now under attack.
So I can't move.
Oh, you can. It's.
Didn't they hit me with the stick thing?
What's that?
Didn't they hit me with the stick thing, the capture hook?
Oh yeah, he hit you both. Yeah, that's true.
Oh, he did.
You are grappled, and you will have to use your action to break out if that's what you want to do.
No, I'm just gonna make him run away.
Send whispers.
I'm going to Bardic Inspiration, cutting words, unsettling words.
I was about to say, cutting words doesn't
the guy
help
who's
here.
holding on to me, he is going to suffer a minus d6 to his next saving throw. So minus 3 to his next wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
And then I'm going to action cast at 2nd level Dissident Whispers. That's Cure Wounds.
Nice.
So DC 15 with a minus, so DC 15 Wisdom saving throw with a minus 3 penalty.
Beautiful.
All right.
Dissident Wiz.
Yes.
Very beautiful. Nice. That's a huge play.
Eh. He takes 9 psychic damage,
Alright, and that is that one.
and he must immediately
Okay.
use his reaction to run.
Okay. That is what he does.
Oh man, the low roll on that thing. Wait, why is it?
Welcome to the front lines, Tia. Welcome to hell.
What's the actual like HP
Alright.
missing to be considered bloodied?
Half.
Vinegar?
Half.
Half? Okay.
That's really a worry rule. Technically doesn't apply.
Well, bloody doesn't really mean anything. It's just an idea for people to know that they're.
Yeah. I just want to know what.
It's a really good way of in character saying I'm hurt as hell right now.
Yeah, I assumed you weren't in the best of shape to be bloodied. I just wasn't 100%.
Is Drazer still stunned?
No.
No, you broke out of it.
Nor paralyzed.
Drazer, you're allowed to make an opportunity attack against the guy.
It's true.
Really?
Okay, Drazer's good.
The guy
Minigard
moved
is
away of its own volition, so
Oh,
Yeah. Technically, it's not a force
another
move.
really good thing of dissonant. Yeah,
that is really good. For I was
It's
thinking it
silly.
was.
it's
compelled
a
movement
great
and
benefit from dissonant.
That's fucking awesome. Wouldn't you get one too then, Thea?
Not from her. No.
I guess.
Bulked up.
Yeah, I guess it would.
Yeah.
Would you like to use the reaction?
You have a reaction left. Then
Yeah,
you do.
and I will stab him. I miss.
Missed. But Drazer does not.
And it-
There.
I figured that's the kind of strategy. That's why Dissonant Whispers is one of my major spells in this group.
That's a really good spell.
You did it. You did it perfectly. Well done.
I'm assuming the fear effect, is it like saves every subsequent round?
It ends as soon as his turn starts up.
Okay.
And since he's no longer grappling me, I can move.
Yes.
I'm gonna move over here.
Alright, but then wouldn't Minigard also get an opportunity attack?
He's still paralyzed.
Oh, he is. I thought they both broke out. Okay.
No.
It's my bad.
Did not. Alright, so that was Thea. The guy went there.
Plays.
Definitely putting one.
Go on.
How's the guy in front of Minigard looking?
Guy in front
Everything hurts.
I mean, he's
My
can
face is
see-
crab.
Not you,
Yeah, you
Minigard,
can
the one
see-
in front of you.
Oh,
I don't care about you.
okay.
Sure, stunned.
I feel a cramp in my left shoulder. It's really hurting.
yeah.
Got 3 bolts in him at least.
You can see bits of like fish steak poking out from underneath his vestments. I mean, he still seems like he's like fairly sturdy on his feet, but yeah. Guess he also has a couple of bolts sticking out of him. He looks like he's been harried a bit.
Okay. Then I'm gonna do the same thing I did last time. Move up on Minigard's space, shillelagh the guy in front of me.
Okay.
17 to hit.
17 will do it.
4 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right.
And then as I walk back, bonus action, I am going to touch Minigard's leg and I will cast Healing Word on him.
Okay.
At first level for 6 points. And then I'm going to move back there.
All right. Ralston.
I'm free.
I don't want to blow him up.
2, 5, 10,
Not yet.
15, 20 to right here.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to blow up the shaman, but
I'm gonna be that guy. You're in the fairy fire.
it's
That
that time of
doesn't mean
cast.
It's not a constant thing. It
Is it not a constant thing? I thought you
No.
meant the moment you stepped in.
No, it's that
it
time of
casts and then
cast.
it's over.
That's
But-
the main reason I haven't been going in this entire time.
Well, you're stunned. No, fairy fire is that time of
You're
cast.
stunned,
It
yes.
outlines them, and they stay outlined as long as I concentrate on it. But you can move in and out of the space.
And this guy in front of Minigard is currently under the effect of fairy fire, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
So we're gonna shoot at him.
Okay.
Same guy as last turn.
Alright. Same guy as last turn, which is the one that Galon just hit. So
Yep.
that's 8.
I do have to say though, these guys are tanky.
Yeah, they
No
are.
kidding.
They're really robust. I really want to use like Hunter's Markers Ever Strike, but I don't want to drop that Healing Spirit. So just extra attack, same target. 19 to hit.
1 will hit.
Another 9 pierce.
Lucking out because of that advantage.
Yes.
Those things would be
You're welcome.
Yes. Thank you, Algalon. And then, assuming he's still standing, we're gonna bonus action, one more time attack
bad. Yeah, and he is still standing. Absolutely.
for another 7.
Or another 7.
24
Yeah.
total piercing.
Yeah, he is getting a little wobbly.
Right. And I've got 10 feet of movement left. I don't. He still has his reaction attack, I assume. I don't think he's used it. Correct, DM?
Who?
The
No,
fish
he's
guy
not
has his
used-
attack.
He's not used any reaction ability.
Okay, so if I move, I'll invoke an opportunity attack. Guess I'll just,
They put.
yeah, I'm just gonna hang out there. It's my turn.
Okay.
Give fish people some fresh meat to lay into, I guess.
Right.
I think we skipped the fish. I think we skipped the fish guy's turn.
No, we didn't. He did what he was gonna do.
Okay.
I didn't skip it. Right. Okay. This guy's definitely had enough now. He will. Yeah, he lets out some burbling. Apparently, at least in part, in the direction of the guy who just fled. But all right.
Yeah, that's kind of
Alright.
weird.
This is what happened.
I'm not sure why, anime. That's very strange. That happened with me with like WoW. I wasn't able to play WoW because Court and I weren't able to play it together. It would randomly kick me out. I couldn't stream it. We get a VPN, fine. It might be something from your ISP, honestly.
Where's Ralston? I never see him.
It's
Over
sneaky.
there.
It's
I need to make you a gold rim token. I'll do that.
No, I completely forgot you offered to. I was gonna use that site to make myself a character token. You're gonna crop it or whatever for me. Yeah, I'll do that tonight, maybe.
All right.
All right. So Algalon, you hear this weird noise that sounds like Marion, perhaps. But yeah,
It's deep and breathy. Got it.
deep and breathy, and it says, "Oh shit."
Fuck.
Oh shit.
Yeah. There
Nice.
You go.
You beat me too.
Off the stairs.
You hear the sounds of water down there somewhere.
Oh fuck. This is a very inopportune time for it to be here too.
But yeah. Alright. So. Oh, and it's this guy's turn. So he's got Drazer who's coming out of it. He's got Minigard who's still under the effects. And he's got Ralston right there. Yeah, I guess it's kind of just a toss-up.
Remember, I am, if he needs dark vision to see me, I am effectively invisible to him.
I have light.
I'm close. Yeah, I'm close enough. I'd be in at least in light, right?
Anyway.
Well,
Yeah,
plus they're
sure.
radiating 10 feet of light from fairy fire.
Yeah.
Is there-
Oh, does that radiate out? I thought that was just on the target.
Yes.
It still radiates.
Oh,
It
Oh,
radiates
okay.
out, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Doesn't create any advantage as far as hitting other people, but it certainly creates
See.
light.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, he chooses Drazer because Drazer seems to be coming out of his paralysis. In his infinite fishy wisdom, he judges him to be the biggest threat. But he no longer has advantage against him because he's not raging and because the paralysis is down. I'm assuming AC 11 misses. AC 19, I'm assuming hits. So you are not grappled because you're still a bear. You do take 5 more piercing damage.
Drazer, if you just refresh my memory, once your HP drops to 0 and you're bear, you revert back to your human or your original form with full HP.
Not full HP, whatever my HP was.
Yeah, whatever it was
okay.
before he changed.
Before you change, okay. I want to make sure you're not going to straight up die if you drop to 0. Okay.
Right. So this guy, his eyes bulging, his lips making noises as they smack against one another. Will charge at Thea. And he will. AC 12 hit you? Yeah.
She's got AC 13 in her.
Yeah.
Alright. Bite misses.
Miss.
The staff also misses. Somehow got under his skin. Alright. So Drazer. Take 6 points of bleeding damage, but it is your turn and you can act.
First thing, I'm gonna use my bonus action to heal myself again. Cure wounds.
Okay. Alright.
Would that bleeding transfer over to his original form too, or is it just on the bear?
It's on the physical form that he occupies.
Okay.
And then I'm going to. This guy's still up, right? Right in front of me.
He's got.
The guy right in front of you is still up,
He's
but
got
he is a little shaky.
Yeah, he's got 6 bolts sticking out of him right now.
So, first time up is going to be a bite. That's going to be a miss.
That is going to be a...
It's not a 1, it's a 3, so.
Doesn't 12 hit? Or no, I hit with a 13. Never mind.
Yeah.
And
Oh no.
nope, cool, missed too.
Yeah. And it also misses.
Still shaking off that paralysis spot.
Yeah. So Midgard simultaneously.
What could possibly go wrong? 7.
Minigard's still fine. I don't
roll
need
a
to
con
lesser res
save.
him.
Just to see if you at least get that out of the way.
And take your D6 healing too, Minigar.
Excellent. 13 for the
Alright.
contribution.
So the con save is passed. So that won't
And
be
one.
more.
Things are going great. Everything is fine.
Oh, take your d6.
I did. It was a 1. Oh no, wait, that was a 4.
That was a d4.
4.
They're considerably better than 1, I have to say.
Sure.
Great, everyone. Everything is fine.
Alright.
Man, I need to get you moving and get up those stairs. Is there anything we can do to help snap him out of paralysis, or is that something that he needs to save?
Lesser restoration could end it.
Yeah,
Like-
outside of magic, not really.
Okay. God damn it.
Or break his concentration.
I don't even know who casted the spell though.
That's a good question. Whoever needs to
Oh, I forgot.
heck.
Quick question: is that one with the one that is Cassius? But does he look different than the other ones? Does he look like more important or like a leader? Or are they all pretty much the same?
He doesn't have. I'll roll perception.
Okay.
He doesn't have the toothy staff that is usable for capturing people. He's got like this weird staff with looks like some sort of, not sure if it's like an octopus or a shark. That seems to be topping it. He is a bit bigger than the other ones.
So Thea, seeing the rapscallion come back at her, begins to dodge and weave through his attacks here, and when she sees an opening, takes a strike with her rapier for 9 points of piercing.
Beautiful.
Alright, looks like Thea's getting back into it. Nice.
Piercing. It's this guy. Alright.
And that's my turn.
It's your turn. Algalon. It doesn't look like Minigard is going anywhere anytime soon.
Right.
Oh, it does not.
After hearing Marin's plea, can I see... I hear the water. I don't see any coming up yet.
You see
Because
that
I can see down.
water level seems to have reached here. You do not see Marion.
I don't see Marion.
No, you do not.
Oh shit. Okay.
Can we roll like that?
Does the water look like it's filled to the ceiling at part of the staircase?
Yes.
Can I guess if it's about 5 feet?
5 feet.
From where
What is?
from where it's touching the stairs to where it's touching the ceiling of the stairs system.
It's probably a bit more than that. Probably closer to 7, but yes.
Okay.
Just out of character quick, Marion had those 2 potions of water breathing on her, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yes, you does.
God damn it. That character, I don't know, but
Are we killing her off?
Well, we don't know.
I'm not trying to, I assure you. Oh. Don't know where she's gone to.
If I can move, I could try and help. Shit, I don't know what to do. God damn.
All right, I got to. Yeah. Okay. 1 second. I am going to use shape water to freeze a 5-foot cube section in the stairway to try and plug the rising of the water with a giant ice cube.
Okay.
I can't let it get up here.
Not right now.
Yeah, I don't know where Marion is. I can't let it get up here. Because I know I'm the only one that can breathe underwater. You guys can't. Especially if I don't see Marion. I can find Marion later. Yeah, that's what I gotta do.
beyond the ice cube cork.
Yeah.
Somewhere out there.
Yeah,
So I'm
somewhere out
guessing
there.
it's gonna be something like here-ish.
Is that water's beginning to rise? Is that smell getting any stronger?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's the action. Bonus action. Do I want to use it yet? No. Minigard's looking okay for now. Yeah, that'll end my turn, and I'm going to wait here.
Okay. Yeah, sorry to make this retroactive, but forgot to attack Drazer, the spiritual weapon last round. But
You have advantage.
he had come out of it.
He's still being squeezed in a really tight area. You still have advantage from that.
I saw also did a reckless attack, so
Well, you did a reckless attack this turn. That wouldn't have applied, but at any rate. So that was 7. The spectral trident floating above you.
Hang in there, Drazer.
All right, Ralston. You are
Okay.
little
Same.
thing.
Same target.
Shit. I should have called out the water. Oops.
Yeah,
Okay.
roll a lot of 26s. 10 piercing.
Against this guy here.
What did you ping again? I always had my character sheet. Yep, that guy. Trying to bring him down.
Didn't ping him. I probably just marked him. Okay. That was 10 against him. Okay.
Assuming he's still standing. Extra attack. Same target. For another 7 piercing.
All right, that takes him down.
Whew. Jesus, this guy.
They may be fish, but they got red meat.
Yeah, they're kind of mahi mahi.
And quickly assessing what's going on here. Thea looks fine for the time being. I'm assuming there's something different about this guy who's bigger and carrying a staff. I'm going to step back a little bit just to allow people room to move, and then I'm going to bonus action attack the fish person with the purple spot there.
Okay.
DM, can I use my reaction to call out that the water's rising behind us?
I mean, that's really a free action.
Okay. Yeah, water's rising back here. Marion's gone. We'll get to that later.
That smell's getting stronger too. So yeah, I'm assuming 22 hits, 5 piercing on him. And is that one
He saved.
succeeded? Okay. But I got 22 anyway, so yep, 5 piercing on him, and that'll be my turn.
5 piercing.
If he's concentrating, he needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, that's right.
Get me the fuck out of this old person.
I'm trying.
Oh, that's right. Let's see. Well, that won't make anything. Okay. Old person comes to an end.
Nice.
People.
Free.
Mhm.
Yeah, I really didn't want to use a lesser restoration on that. I'd rather use it on Drazer.
Character-wise, I could make that assessment that me attacking that guy is just freed Minigard. Essentially. Is that fair to say?
Yes, we can assume you did.
No, I mean, like, character-wise, like, I understand that, like, I could witness that happening.
Spell casting is obvious. When you cast a spell, everyone can see it. So I assume we would have seen it, and we would assume the spell being broken.
Yeah, it's like chains of something just burst off of Minigard that weren't there before.
Okay. Oh, the spellcaster. Oh, it's my turn's done.
Yeah. How much damage did you do?
5.
Piercing.
5 piercing. Alright. This one.
Use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
And then we are at Marion, who is in an undisclosed location. Yeah.
Coming on the other
So
side of the
the guy
ice.
with the staff. Going to he will move spiritual weapon to Ralston. First of all. And do 10 points.
Sure.
Yep.
10 points.
And then
Alright, I don't see anyone's dead. Good sign. Good sign.
yeah, then he will do that. He raises his staff and makes some smacking noises with his fishy lips that make the catfish-like mustache that hang off his chin
God.
dribble a little bit.
Good guys.
Yeah. And up here. Alright. Alright, so this guy who's attacking Marion.
Ring.
Excuse me.
I'll do so.
Oh shit, Marion's being whacked.
That's a hit with the bite. For big 5 damage. Are you still up? I'm Marion. Thea.
Yes.
Mm.
I'm not a fragile guy here, man.
You're
Oh,
right. You're a
shit.
fragile woman.
No, I mean I have 38 hit points and I'm being dealt 15 damage here.
Alright. AC 15 hits you. So in addition to that, there'll be another 6, and you are grappled.
Okay.
Uh,
Why is the front door guard always the toughest thing in this place?
Because you're facing him alone.
No, this entire group is very difficult, let's be fair.
They're really robust group.
Yeah.
Tanky. It's like they were made to wait out until a certain round where a certain thing could arrive.
Yeah.
Drazer.
Alright, my last bonus action healing.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't help a little bit. I'm going
Why
to
would you
move
heal in your bear form?
to here. So I'll be this area there. And I'm going to reckless attack this guy.
All right.
Bite. 24. And actually it's 11 damage. I keep forgetting to add my rage damage in.
Roll a wisdom save. As you were doing.
Oh, Sanctuary.
15.
Ooh, 15 is close. See. Just barely saves. All right. Yeah, you can launch your attack. I should say though that at the start of your turn, you do take 6 bleeding damage. But yeah, your bite hits.
11 damage on the bite.
Okay.
15.
You need to make another wisdom save.
Yep.
21.
Oh, nice.
It'll be 9 damage from the quality. If it's 15 hits, I don't know if 15 hits.
15 will hit.
That's extra 9 damage.
Extra 9 damage. Okay.
Yep, I'm reading the bonus action. I'm done.
All right. Minigard wisdom save.
Oh, I am no longer stunned because he lost his
That's right.
concentration.
That's right.
Take
You're no longer stunned because you made your con save. You're no
Take
longer.
the last D6 healing too.
Will do. That's another 2.
Right, and healing spirit is gone.
And simultaneously, I will see that Thea is having a bit of trouble. So I will effectively reach down and poof with the boots and fly across the cave and full on people's elbow right on top of the fucker.
How tall is the ceiling in this room again?
This one, it's quite high because of
Okay.
the presence of that creature on the ground. So
I just found it funny if he forgot how big the room was and he
He just bonked his head on the ceiling. God
Gets his
damn
horn-
it.
Gets his horns like wedged
I
in the
was-
ceiling.
I wasn't trying to be mean about it, I just found it hilarious.
Oh no, I would have found that good as well. Just
Don't worry, Thea, I'm coming. Poof, poof. Oh, god damn my horns.
what actually happens even funnier is if
Somehow get stuck in the ceiling with your horns.
Or if he
Exactly.
falls on Ralston.
I will jump on over and freaking slam the elbow on top of this creature.
all right, this is now turning into a wrestling match.
Was that one fairy fire or did he save?
He is still fairy fired.
Nice.
He is still fairy fired?
Very fire.
Oh,
Yeah, you got 6 more rounds of that.
Yeah, he like calls out to the invisible crowd to stop showing him disrespect because he's obviously the resident heel here. So
Yeah, nice.
he's got no other recourse.
20. So hold on, let me roll that again because I didn't do that properly. So let's see if this actually hits with a crit. No, 23 to hit.
Yeah, 23 to hit.
Oh.
Excellent. So 6 points of damage, and I'm going to bring in the bonus action to swing in with Lefty real quick.
All right.
I know Thea, it said that she isn't here right now, but I will use...
What?
Thea, would you like to move away from this creature?
I can't.
You can if I want you to.
I'm grappled.
Yeah.
My
Hold on.
movement speed is 0. I can't move even if I wanted to.
He can push you. Right?
No, I mean his maneuver wouldn't apply to a grappled creature.
Okay.
Bottom line.
Okay.
I appreciate the concern, but
So, what about disarming attack? Could I technically make him disarm her?
Could you make the fish person disarm her?
dropping the claw hammer thing.
I can
Yeah,
use
he-
one superiority die to make him drop.
If you
One-
disarm him, yeah, then she will no longer be grappled.
Sure, why the hell not? He needs to make a strength saving throw. DC 13.
It's gonna roll damage too.
I'll,
Did you not do your
I'll
lefty?
roll. Yeah, this is my lefty. I'm just waiting until I see if he gets the.
And
You'll make it.
Nope, he
reroll.
killed me. Hey!
Hey,
Reroll?
Yep.
Reroll.
the rebarbs.
Yes!
You go in for the strike here. He's about to hold on to her, but a little bit of a distracting quote about fish food and such here. The guy just looks away like, what? And boom, arm gets disarmed.
Full on, just decks him across the cheek, sends him flying.
I got you. You're okay, right?
Minigard,
Yeah.
make sure you roll. You got advantage on that lefty too.
Oh, I did.
You notice maybe you might get a crit.
Oh no, that's on my next one.
Yeah, you actually get the sense that his distraction wasn't caused by anything that you said to him. He kind of like glanced back at the guy with the shark slash squid-headed staff. That's what caused it to lose concentration on his grappling hook.
And that will be 10 points of damage.
Okay, just take away my hits.
You
No,
roll
Minigard, you
second
get
attack
advantage because of Fairy Fire, not because of Silver
Yeah.
Barbs.
Yeah, just
Oh.
roll again, but you might get a crit out of it.
Okay. So, lefty. 24. So,
Oh, it's close.
oh, very close.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is where it would have paid off being a champion.
Yes, it would have, but that was extremely boring.
fair enough. Okay. We're reaching a denouement.
Did you want to move Thea
Yeah.
too?
Oh, no, I can't. I
Oh,
didn't-
okay.
I disarmed him. I did not maneuver.
It is your
are you looking
turn.
okay?
I don't know what to give the advantage to. It's not gonna be useful to anybody.
Okay.
Is this guy fairy fired?
Nope.
No.
Yes.
Oh, he is.
Nope.
I'm
Shaman
getting
saved.
conflicting- The DM said he was fairy fired.
Yes, sir.
DM, Theo was asking about the purple mark, which saved.
He is not. No.
Okay. Then I'll give it to Algalon. Yes.
Can you give it to Algalon?
The advantage.
Okay.
Alright. I'm going to stab this guy with my rapier
Alright.
for 5 piercing.
Okay, he's definitely looking quite wobbly and having trouble staying on his feet.
I get to set Minigard's side and just get ready for the next round.
Hold a defensive stance protecting her with my body. It's okay. I have him right here.
Okay.
How are you doing? Everything okay? Arian's missing, by the way.
Oh, great.
All right, quick.
Algalon.
She has my coin purse.
Yes.
She has your what?
She has my coin purse.
That's extremely ineffective.
I'm gonna quick take
If
a.
we get out of here, I'll get some. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm gonna take a quick glance down the stairs. Has the water level risen since I quirked it?
No. There's
Perfect.
a big ice cube floating at the top.
Never done that before, so glad it worked. Okay. Now.
Yeah.
Oh, this power. Okay, I have an idea. I'm gonna go ahead and move out and have vision on that guy right there. And I'm going to pull out my star map and use Guiding Bolt at advantage. No, you shit.
What level was that, by the way?
It's first.
First, it's.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure for Star Druid it's also free, right?
2 uses a day. That was one of them. Yeah. I'm guessing a 10 to hit. I can hope it.
Where you would,
Purple dot.
you would have to make a wisdom save anyway.
I can do that.
Okay.
Does it mean he can re-roll afterwards?
24.
Okay.
So,
That's something
That
I'm good
happened. Yeah. Okay.
You know, you missed anyway. You missed anyway. I gotta
And-
track of that though.
So the other weirdnesses, bonus actions, whatever.
Okay, so that one missed. All right.
Sure.
Well, shit. I'm gonna go back in there. Yeah, and keep an eye on that.
Okay.
That'll end my turn.
I mean the ice cube is kind of bobbing up and down and striking the side walls of the staircase, but that's about it. Ralston.
Okay. Seeing
That really needed to
this
hit.
person is staggered, I am going to move here.
Okay.
And do I wanna?
That's the first time I've missed with Guiding Bolt.
Yeah, I'm going to bonus action Hunter's Mark and mark that fish person below me,
Oh, why?
and then shoot at them.
All right.
That's 7, and then
I'm sure it is his reason.
another D6 from Hunter's Mark. Oh, well, so 8 piercing
Okay.
and extra attack. Do it again. For 26, and then another D6 for 8, an additional 8 piercing. So 16 piercing total on him.
All right. He's down.
Nice. And then I'm gonna kind of maneuver quickly up here just so I'm in a position to attack Mr. Purple Dot, and that'll be my turn.
Okay. Mr. Purple Dot will actually break and flee. And Drazer can make a wisdom save to have an opportunity attack against him. That's a fail, if I've seen one. So yeah, he'll just go away.
He's still in the spot where I can visually see him, or is he moved
You
around
can't.
the corner?
Considering game ruling says you can't see beyond this limit because of the bright light. Because of the bright light I'm generating, because you can't see dark vision outside it.
Okay.
Yeah. You do hear a splash in the direction where he fled.
Wasn't that where the pool was? Where they threw Algalon in earlier?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Alright. That's the end of the round. Let's take a brief break.
Okay.
Since you have no visible enemies to be dealing with right now, are probably going to be on to something else. All right.
Good.
Back in about 5 minutes.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
I really hope you did not kill off Marion. She has some stuff of mine.
Yeah, we can try to retrieve her body, or God knows what's happening behind that ice cube. I'm really
Algalon
tempted
knows.
to.
I mean, what?
Oh, that's right, you do. You haven't told anyone though. I'm tempted to use, if that guy is gone, I'm tempted to use rope trick right now for a short rest for everyone. We can use some hit die, regain what we can regain before we have to face this thing. Is that a bad idea?
Do you want out of character or in character answer to that?
Out of character, be fine.
Out of character? That's a bad idea.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
One of them got away here. In an hour, they're gonna bring back reinforcements.
That's true. That's fucking true.
And we were taking on 4 of these guys. 4.
5.
You know,
5, effectively, yeah.
If this horror emerges from the stairs, that one of the purple spot is almost inevitably going to come back from behind us when we're fighting it.
Well, here's a really interesting question. What the fuck is Ralston feeling right now? Is he feeling like a freaking presence coming up the stairs, or is he not feeling it jack shit?
I don't know specifically. I can tell you, like, character-wise, though, I mean, I look extremely frightened and paranoid right now.
Is he looking
Visibly,
towards the stairs?
Yeah, I'm visibly, like, sweating, and my eyes are, like, darting around all quick. Like, very nervous, like, jerky movement.
Alright.
Suppose he's normally, like, just pretty mellow and mundane. Really, yeah, like, I don't think you would have seen Ralston behave like this thus far.
By the way, Thea, would you be opposed to some temporary flying?
No, Minigard. Flying and chucking
would-
somebody aren't the same thing.
Oh,
I wasn't chucking, I was going to just pick her up and just start making jumping.
I just
Hold
don't
on.
know, but we really don't have a plan at the moment, do we?
It'd be faster. It'd be faster.
Sure.
Okay. I mean, if we can, that's completely fine, but we are. Right.
Alright, let's get
The mortar.
some beverage.
Oh, the mortar.
I'll be back.
I'm more just, this is twice we've come to the front door and twice we've been stopped at it. Yep.
Well, technically, the biggest defense is usually at the front. I mean, if you want to show off your forces and make sure that no one gets in a good stance and everything, you need to make sure that you have defenses on all sides, but you have to have a
You
very
know what
good
else would be
defense
good
at the front.
defenses? The door.
Yes, that would be a good defense. Do you think I should carry around a door? That would be interesting.
You've actually got Minigard thinking about carrying around the door now. Okay.
Oh, how big would you say the door has to be?
I don't know.
Like, would you say it needs to be your height, their height, or my height?
Average height? I guess 6 feet.
So,
6.5.
He'll put the hand out, measure himself, like, do that thing, like, put his hand on top of your head, measure his, and just, like, try and get that gap.
okay, okay, look at idea. We're talking about bringing a door.
Bringing a door?
Yes. Thea says the best defense is bringing in a door. So,
Alright.
I think that we should get a large door that I can carry, so I can get a large amount of defense.
That probably count the same as like Tower Shield, I would guess.
What's that?
Never mind. You know, if you were a gladiator, you know what a Tower Shield is.
I do.
Yeah. I would think you would.
I don't think so. Gladiators would likely not use a tower shield for just how much it weighs them down.
That you're right. It's more like
It's more like a
a
castle,
line shield. Yeah.
it's like a castle guard interior tower kind of defense.
You would also notice the large gauntlets are effectively their own, like, large shields on his hands.
Yeah.
They're very bad shields then.
I mean, they've been working pretty well so far.
Is who needs? I've got one more level 2 spell slot for healing spirit. I've got 10 good berries. So we should probably, if we're out of combat, we should probably use all that up.
We're not out of combat, I can still get back up.
Oh, we should. Yeah, let's finish them off.
Try and take one captive so we can get some answers on what the heck is here.
Might as well search them too if we got time. Doubt they seem more fishy than humans, so they could probably breathe underwater. So I doubt they're gonna have.
But we're completely disregarding the fact that Marion is underwater right now.
I guess we kind of are, aren't we? We probably should make some effort to save her life.
Like, Midgard's just looking down at Thea, just like boring his eyes.
We're not talking out of character.
I know, but just like just a conversation between the party, just like, so we need to gather up the shit from these things. Yeah, we need to make sure that we strategize, get everything ready. You guys ready for a rest? I can take an hour. Yeah, we could take an hour of rest. That sounds like a good idea. Meanwhile, there's just fucking bubbles and screaming coming from down fucking stairs.
Because we eventually have to face this thing anyway, so we're gonna have to at least, at the very least, remove that ice cube. So, I mean, yeah, character-wise, I would want to make some attempt to try to save Marianne.
I'm just more upset the fact that whatever we're fighting is gonna have to be stronger than the front door guard.
Yeah, it's gonna have a shitload of HP.
It's gonna hit a lot. It's probably gonna have like multi-attack. It's gonna probably also have magic.
Oh yeah.
It sounds like one hell of a time.
Probably.
Yeah, that's why.
And it's probably gonna be forcing us to fight underwater.
Hey,
More than likely, and that's why I want to dump all my healing right now. And then at least I'll have concentration for my other spells during the fight.
this is the thing. If there was a fight to fucking die for, this is the one.
Yeah, I'm not like character-wise, I'm dead set on killing this thing.
Oh
Either
yeah,
kill it or die trying.
it's like, this isn't just some random encounter. This isn't just like some stuff that we found just walking around. This is an actual fucking fight now. So let's fucking go.
So we're digging in.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm gonna heal everyone as best I can. Thea, you're missing what, like 15 HP at this point?
21.
Shit. Okay, so Thea, that Midgard's probably the next in the.
Oh no,
I mean-
I'm fine.
Okay.
If I use some oh shit buttons, I can get people topped up. But I'd rather
save
save
that
it
for the
as
fight?
oh shit
Yeah.
buttons.
Yeah.
The
I'm gonna
reason
use-
why Minigard was frozen for so long, because I didn't want to use some of my oh shit buttons. Not yet.
Save those. Save those for the cosmic horror that's coming up the
Right.
stairs. I'm gonna use my last level 2 slot for healing spirits. That's 5d6, and then I have 10 good berries to pass around. So we should be able to get Thea boosted pretty good. I'm missing 10 HP, but
I only took damage because I wanted to get up to the front where I could at least see more action. The problem with my ability is that I need to see stuff in order to do anything.
yeah,
Yeah.
no worries. I mean, we constantly get into fights like this.
Yep. Welcome to the party, pal.
Oh fuck
Yeah, welcome to the front
We
lines.
just need to not get into we just need to try to avoid encounters where we get stuck like that then.
See, we keep
I know,
saying
that's what I
that.
was thinking.
We keep
When
saying
we were
that.
going down the stairs.
And yet we
That
still
was-
do.
I was about to say, like, well, maybe someone should wait at the top of the stairs on guard, but I just never got around.
I tried to. I was staying at the back and holding the line, except I've got a horrible ass fucking perception.
Yes, yeah, there's that.
Next time this happens, we're sending off 1, maybe 2 people to advance. That's it.
Yeah, send me ahead to, especially in like a cave setting like this, just send me ahead to scout.
Yeah. I thought it was gonna be me and Raul, but then everybody filed down the stairs. I'm like, all right.
You guys also need. The problem is you also need light in order to be able to at least do good perception checks. Unfortunately,
Not when I'm an octopus.
He was Octagon.
You still roll disadvantage if you're in dim light or darkness.
Once here, Minagod is gonna pick up Thea and he's gonna boof, just jump over to the other side of the room and land right over here at the staircase. Just for the hell of it.
Okay.
Razor takes another 5 points of bleeding damage.
Ouch.
I'll probably just drop out of the bear form at that point. My radar in
Are
too.
we, DM, are we still in combat tracker, or are we...
Well, okay, so you cast your first cure. And whoever. I guess we're kind of in combat tracker while Drazer is bleeding at the least.
Okay.
So what do you do, Drazer?
I probably drop the bear form and drop my rage. Well, the rage is going to end either way.
Right. Okay. And Minagard?
Minagard
Room.
Alright. So, why is there ice down here?
Oh, the water level is rising, and just like last time, I've stayed it for now. I'm gonna try and...
Marian's down there?
Yes.
Hold on before we advance. Let me heal some people quick before we move that.
But she's...
I figured having all of you not drown was safer than trying to save her.
Damn it, I promised her.
And I'm gonna go down and slam the gauntlet against the ice, trying to break it.
Okay.
Minagard's turn? Or can we all act?
You can act.
Right, then I'm immediately going to burn my last second level slot and cast Healing Spirit again. And Thea, why don't you roll 3d6 and see how much you get out of it. Roll 2d6, take the rest.
If you're sure.
Wait.
Yeah. I got 10 good berries too.
Hold on, before we continue. Ralston, I gave you a potion, yes?
Did you? A healing potion?
Yes, please check.
Searching my pockets. You did not.
Minagard, did I give it to you?
I remember you giving it to someone. I know you didn't give it to me.
I do not have it, no.
I'll pull one out and hand one to Thea. Here. In case I go down or somebody else and I'm unable to help. Go ahead and take this.
Right. Thank you. And now, open the door.
Minagard again.
I'm going
slams
to
his fist.
wait, hold on. I'm going to shovel all 10 of my good berries down my gullet.
I was going to ask keep one for me just in case someone goes down.
Oh yeah. No. That's, you know what? I'm gonna eat 8 and save 2 in case a couple of people go down.
Who the hell has my other potion of healing?
I think that might have been Marion.
No, I don't know
No. It would have been either Minagard or Ralston. Because Drazer, you don't have it, right?
No, I don't have any bushes.
I remember you gave it. I'm pretty positive you didn't give it to me. I do remember you giving it to somebody, but it wasn't me.
It was not Minagard.
I don't think it was me either.
Yeah, well, Minagard's bashing away at that ice cube. Could I possibly quickly try to retrieve the bolts I've fired?
You just cast Healing Spirit.
Yes. After that.
Is that a bonus action, the Healing Spirit?
Yes. Yes, it is.
All right. Roll perception.
I guess disadvantage because there's no light anymore in that area.
He can see in the dark.
Yes.
But seeing in the dark is disadvantage. It specifically says there is a rule saying where if you look in dim light, any perception check within dim light or lower is with disadvantage.
Okay, well, that means 11 either way. I fired 15 bolts.
The benefit of dark vision is that you can see in darkness.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on the timing, the corpses could still be glowing. We had 24 seconds left.
All right, you find 2.
Oh, God, it hurts. Thank you, Nia.
All right. So that takes us to...
When Thea puts the potion away, she reaches her pack and thumbs another potion.
All right. Okay. So
You have 2 healing potions?
Here.
Yeah.
Razor's still bleeding.
Okay. Huh.
Razor will take another.
No problem.
I don't have the bear form anymore. The bleeding was on the bear.
Four more bleeding damage to Razor.
The bleeding was on the bear, wasn't it?
The
I think it carries over.
It carries over.
Oh, yeah. Right.
I mean, it carrying over is a minor thing. It just encourages us to actually do medical checks on you.
Yeah. Okay. So you're not bleeding anymore, which I guess allows us to drop out of initiative for the time being.
Okay. Drazer, do you have any of those wild shapes left, or have you used all of them today?
I'm done.
Okay.
I have 2 rage left, so I'm good. And I have my stone's endurance, so I can take quite a bit of a beating still, but that's it.
Okay.
Minigard is just hammer fisting the gauntlets against the ice. Just
Can this thing just fucking break? I promised her to get her the hell out of here.
And DM, I'd just like to keep an eye back toward where that last fish person ran off to, just in case he is coming back while they're doing that down the stairs. I believe the light is around the corner now. Shouldn't be affecting my vision.
Right. If the light is out, you can see.
Just like 20 fish people standing right off in the darkness. Just wait.
30. I think
Yeah,
Thea has both my potions. Out of character, of course. I thought you were a bard, not a thief.
I didn't steal anything.
no. You gave it to her.
Yeah. So yeah, you see the edge of the water here.
And does
But I just been there before.
yeah, when I dove in after Frogalon. Does being out of combat affect Hunter's Mark, or can I still use it as long as it's within an hour?
You can.
If something else pops up, can I put Hunter's Mark on him without having to cast it again?
By the spell's description, no, but it does have the beneficial effect of you being able to track the guy who's still on him.
No, the guy I had it on, I killed. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
I can use.
sorry.
It says I can use a bonus, so I can, even though we're out of combat. Like,
yeah, you can move it out here. The spell doesn't end when combat's over.
Okay.
Sorry, I thought we were talking about the purple mark guy.
Yeah, but you'd have to see other targets.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I had to have visual.
I mean, that's a given.
Right.
I just wasn't clear if once combat ended, if like the spell's canceled or it just keeps going for the whole hour in case we get another fight.
Spells are very clear out in their rule sets, at least how they're supposed to work. You kind of just, if it says it keeps going, it keeps going.
Cool.
How's this ice doing?
I mean, it's a solid block eye.
It's a
Yeah.
5 foot cube of ice.
He's just fucking slamming into it.
Made by a cantrip, so it shouldn't be too strong.
It's
I mean, let's
still
be
5
perfectly
foot
honest.
cube of
Alvin
ice
did
that
not
lasts
say
for over an hour.
you did not tell Minigard
So,
that
but
you
you
put
haven't-
the ice there, and he's just gonna keep smashing.
Right.
The guy couldn't really tell that it's 5 feet thick either.
No.
I guess, right? Because like he's just looking at like a wall of ice essentially in front of him.
Basically.
He's seeing a large wall of ice and a promise that he made that is now slowly drowning.
Hold on. I can drop this. Just, I need to tell you something.
Wait, this is yours?
Yes. At the bottom of the pool, about 60 feet down, it's very cold, but there is a tunnel at the
It's
south
very-
end of the pool.
Right, Marion's down there.
All right. I'm going to walk over to Ralston. I'm going to hand him one of my healing potions. Just in case.
Okay, I will
Okay.
note that.
Okay, if in the future, typically Ice Block has about 13 HP, 18 HP, and 13 AC. Apparently from the DM stat book.
Is that a 1d4
Which is the DM's
potion?
book. Yes, it's a standard potion healing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just gonna note that.
And
Thank you,
then
Algalon.
I'm going to let go of Shape Water.
The moment that the ice disappears, Minigard will turn around, take a deep breath in, and dive.
Fucking
Okay.
crazy. Oh, DM, I guess while I'm up here and when Minigard's swimming, before I leave this area, I'd like to just quickly roll these 3 bodies in front of me and see if they have anything odd or useful on them.
They are wearing necklaces of those whelk shells.
The ones used for money?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I'll definitely take those.
Alright.
Let's note 3 shell necklaces for it out later. And they got nothing else like in their pockets or anything?
She hands over the lantern.
That's
don't
not gonna
know.
work underwater.
Okay.
Does anyone have light?
It's a little late for that. Now that you're in...
Yeah, I'm popping back up, realizing, holy shit, it's pitch fucking black right now. I'm gonna come back up like,
Does anyone have light? It's fucking freezing. Gotta get some light, please.
I give you the light.
goes back, takes it, takes a small medallion, the light cast on it. He'll go under the water immediately and try and start swimming down to see if he can find her.
And then you said you saw a tunnel?
Yes, at the south end of the pool, there's it's about 60 feet down. However, something happened with my mind. I don't know. I think it was the cold.
I wouldn't be so sure.
I didn't have an
this
issue,
thing,
but some
whatever
other people may have issues.
Yeah, this thing, whatever it is, has the ability to enter your mind. How large was this tunnel, roughly?
It was roughly, I think we could all fit through, but it was 60 feet down, and it went on for a decent ways. That's about when you called me back. I wasn't able to look any further, unfortunately.
Okay.
So Minigod will go ahead and dive down until the bottom of the staircase, using medallion around his neck to try and, like a beacon light, and try and see if there's any signs of Marion.
And I'm gonna give my last potion of healing to Drazer.
Roll athletics and a guard.
Athletics, I will do. Yes.
For a second, I thought you were telling Algon to roll athletics. We handed him the potion.
70.
That one, you drop the potion. Oh god.
My life's work.
Oops, Butterfingers.
Oh god. So should we follow after Minigard? I mean, I want to kill this thing. I don't know that we should let Minigard go alone.
I agree.
Just be aware that other fish person that ran away is probably going to be right behind us.
Roll a con save for me, Midgard.
Consistency.
Very consistent.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, the water is quite murky and difficult to see through, and it also smells quite bad.
Not exactly breathing, so that's completely fine.
Okay.
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming, swimming, swimming.
Well, I mean, I suppose we should follow after him. There's no sense in.
All right, I can't see, so I'll be holding on to you.
God damn it! Because I don't like this. I mean, if we could try. I don't know how we're gonna.
I have a
set the water.
flask of oil if we catch it on fire. Because it'll sit on the top.
Yeah, I don't know how much that's gonna do for us.
If we throw this oil on the water, then we kill 2 characters instead of 1.
Any action, I feel like any action that Drazer bring up gets vetoed if it has any chance of killing party members.
I have an idea.
Okay.
I need somebody to test this on. I'll do it, actually. DM, I'm going to submerge myself in the water. And then I'm going to use shape water to move a 5-foot cube of water away from my head to somewhere else to see if I can make a pocket of air before it fills back in with water.
All right.
Well, that's an interesting idea.
So I think right about here should make me submerged. Possibly here.
Menegard is going to continue swimming, trying to find any signs of her at the moment.
All right. In that case, make a wisdom save.
Comment.
13.
Ancient horror comment.
Possibly.
Oh, Beans of Horror beyond human comprehension? What could go wrong?
Yeah.
Right.
Guessing there's just like no sign of Marion, like not like her bag she was carrying or anything, just gone.
So what's Algalon doing?
I'm trying to submerge myself in water and then use shape water to move 5-foot cube of water around my head to a random direction to create a momentary air pocket to see if I can do that, get some air before it fills back in with water.
I guess the problem with that is that you have nowhere to move the water to once you're over there. Because it's filling the entire staircase.
Alright, so that didn't work.
We could just push it like further up the staircase, couldn't you? Or further down?
I have to move it in
Water, right?
5 feet in any direction. It is water, but it's
Yeah.
still physical.
Okay. So
Um,
we'd have to be like actually in the pool to test and see if that worked, I guess. Essentially.
Possibly, yeah. But then I wouldn't be able to use it as portable air tanks, basically. That was the plan. You basically have to be 5 feet from the surface anyway for me to move water from where you're at to the surface. So,
Okay. I think it's a fine idea.
yeah. Alright, seeing that didn't work, I'm gonna come back out and say, alright, that didn't work. I don't know where Minigard or Marin is. But he's in there somewhere. I can go back into an octopus and find him, or possibly a constrictor snake, but that will be the last use of my shape as well. I won't have any more power after that to do it until I take a rest.
Okay. I mean, yeah, she probably should. I guess we need to keep eyes on him. I mean, something obviously happened to Marion, and the same thing's probably going to happen to him if he's up by himself too long.
Again, I'm going to keep searching. I'm guessing this is the end of the area. Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Disadvantage.
No, normally. Just can't.
Oh, really?
You can't fire beyond its.
That was it. The first
normal
number.
range.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think that's true, actually.
Crossbows use mechanical energy to fire their bolts underwater. They are probably one of the few ranged weapons that can work underwater.
That is actually true.
So melee attacks are disadvantage underwater, correct?
Except specific melee weapons, such as javelins, tridents, spears.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't see anything to fire at.
Uh,
Oh no, I'm not actively. I'm just curious for like future reference if I can actually use my weapons underwater.
For those who need a reminder, and if you don't have a swing speed, the only weapons that attack at disadvantage underwater are daggers, javelins, short swords, spears, and tridents. And for ranged weapons, it's just javelins, spears, nets, and crossbows.
Crossbows I can see if you yourself are not in the water.
Why would a crossbow not work underwater?
You hit like a harpoon gun at that point. I think I'd say in principle.
No, the way the crossbow is designed, it would work perfectly fine underwater. It's just holding energy, and then once the energy gets released, it fires the thing. It just can't fire beyond normal range.
At all, even at disadvantage.
Any attack beyond its first range cover is an automatic miss.
Okay.
It basically just floats up at that point.
And I guess this is also important. Any creature underwater completely submerged has resistance to fire damage because water.
That makes sense.
All right, if you need me to find him, I can go in and go into a reef shark and try and find him.
Okay. Ian, how far can I move down the staircase before I'm fully submerged? Like, can I end right here?
before you're fully submerged, probably right around where Algalon is.
Oh, okay. Okay. I mean, you go, Algalon. I'll kind of come behind you and just watch as best I can, but I'm going to have to go back for air eventually. But I'll definitely try to keep an eye on you
All
for
right.
what it's worth.
Understood. Just know that this is one of my just in case. I'm going to be using up one of my just in case abilities.
Okay.
All right. I'll go ahead and turn into a reef shark and try and hunt down Minigard and Marin.
Yeah. Good luck. Trying to let Minigard do anything stupid, please. You can't find Marin.
From the point of view of realism,
Mm-hmm.
which seems to make perfect sense.
Real quick, can I just throw a light a torch and throw it on the ground, like right in front of here? Right over here?
You can.
Okay, just like spike into the ground, that way I can actually see.
Okay, so Ivan, it's your ruling that I cannot effectively fire crossbows underwater?
Not if you're in the water yourself.
Okay, just only if I'm above water firing into water. Otherwise, no go.
If you're not in the water yourself, I guess there's a chance that they can work.
Okay. Okay.
Harpoons, are used against creatures that are on the surface, generally.
Yes.
Or at least, like close enough to the surface.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to be clear so I'm not sitting there with my thumb in my ass if we get attacked underwater. Noted.
Okay.
Yeah, to fall back to the dagger. Yeah, go ahead, Algalon. I'll I mean, I can't do much, but I'll try to watch out for you.
Yeah, you see I'm already gone.
Oh, okay. Then I will.
After you said, yeah, I'm gone.
Just talking to the back at the.
No.
I'll kind of swim behind him and wait right here, and then obviously when I start running out of breath, I'll go back and I'll just try to. I know Minigard has that light. Am I able to see the light that Minigard has from here, DM?
What light are you using, Minigard?
The light spell.
It was put into
cast
a
on
bullseye lantern, I think.
No, on a medallion.
Oh, medallion.
In his neck.
Okay.
So there would be a 20-foot bright light, and then 20-foot dim light coming from Minigard.
So I should be able to see that, correct, Ivan?
The water is quite murky. Are you diving in?
I'm right behind Algon, so I'm underwater, like fully submerged at this point.
Okay. Which direction are you swimming?
Oh, I'm staying here just to like kind of keep an eye on things. Algon's going in as a shark. I'm just trying to keep an eye on things as best I can.
I have 30
So,
feet blind
where are you-
sight as a reef shark. I'm at the base of the stairs, just in the pool here. After swimming down, see if I can sense something.
Okay. After going down into the water, yeah, you do begin to see the light glow, although your vision is still obscured by the murkiness. It's just, it's a glowy murkiness.
Okay. I'll go ahead and
Um,
nose on Ralston and start headed that way.
okay.
Thumbs up for what it's worth.
Right.
Just out of curiosity, can I pick up one of the like speary trident things that these fish guys had?
Yeah.
What would it be classified as? A spear or trident or?
Technically, it's none of the above. It's a pincer's staff. It does 1d6 damage and grapples any creature that's medium or smaller.
And it has range, right?
It's not a ranged weapon.
No, it has range.
Reach.
It has reach. Yes, sorry.
Yes, it has a 10-foot reach. All right. Blind sight. So. You smell body in the water.
All right, I'm gonna head towards body.
Okay.
I know I've been making animal noises. I don't know what the hell a shark sounds like, so I'm not gonna be making shark noises. Sorry.
They kind of roar, I think.
I think they just go. I don't think they make noises. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
At least no record. At least no one recorded any.
All right. So if I'm not saying
That was
anything, I'm making
okay.
shark noises. There you go.
Okay. I'm gonna keep an eye on Alon as long as I can. I mean, I assume the water's eventually he'll leave my line of sight.
Yes, Ivan, I am.
Okay. In that case, you can act once again.
Okay. Just sudden spasm of movement, a burst of bubbles wherever there is, and he will just full on swim as fast as he can towards the entrance.
All right. Yeah, and I guess the shark finds you around that time. If the shark wants to tow you.
Minigod will disregard the shark and just swim past it.
Okay.
Damn, okay.
So yeah, guess the shark and Minigard reemerge.
Minigod will
Come and I'll back up. And let him
bound off the steps and shoot himself out of the water, like hitting against the wall.
Jesus. Minigard, what the
Just
hell? What
gouts of water coming from his mouth.
what happened in there?
She's gone.
She's gone. You saw her?
She's gone.
What is down there? What did you see specifically?
I didn't see. I heard. Marion's gone. She's been eaten, devoured. I didn't see the body. I only heard the voice.
He'll just like look over at Ralston, a ghost of a very, very tired and very exhausted look.
I heard the voice that you did. She's calling me now, saying I'm next. How the hell have you lived through this past few days with this shit in your head?
I mean, it's not pleasant. It's not constant.
Right.
He'll like lift the gauntleted finger up, and just another spew of water will just come back up.
God. Apparently she is able to control your body. I couldn't move. I was
damn.
swimming at first. And then it felt like my muscles tensed up. I couldn't feel anything. And then it was like my lungs accepted the water. It was like I was drowning and not able to move. I don't want to go back down there.
Shark Algalon's nose will bump into Ralston's heel.
Oh, hey, Sharkalon. Let me give him some room. I'll kind of advance up the stairway here. Give him some room to get out of the water.
I swim vigorously back and forth and motion back down the stairs.
Back down the stairs. Okay, I'll then move back over to Sharkalon. What is it, fella? What are you trying to tell me?
Okay, apparently I've been muted the entire time.
Hey!
Here.
Yeah, there he is.
Well, that doesn't matter. I was going to say everything is past. It's done, all right.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. Everything's kind of changed. It wouldn't make sense anymore. It'd be metagaming now. No.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll start playfully swimming down the stairs and then come back up and wait.
Yeah, what are you trying to show me? I mean, I'll follow you. If you swim back down the stairs, I'll follow you down the stairs again.
All right, I swim back down the stairs. And then I'll swim along the edge. And I'm going to try and swim along the surface of the water around the edge as best I can until I get to about where I remember the hole was at the bottom.
Why are you all going back down there? Didn't I just tell you that it's gonna eat you down there?
I mean, we gotta face it eventually. I honestly don't know what to do. Well, shit, I can't even talk to you. I'm underwater. I don't think you can talk to me either.
Yeah, like Minigard now is just like staring down at the freaking water, just seeing everyone go down after his hell. Just looks over at Drazer.
The thing is, I have a feeling I have no right to tell you what the fuck to do, because I have full intentions of knowing you're not gonna listen to me, so you can go ahead. I think I'm gonna stay up here for a moment.
George will stay up here too.
Alright.
All right, sensing Ralston behind me, I'm going to try and make my way back to that little hole at the south end of the pool if I can.
Alright. You attempt to do so after you do what you must do. If you look at the chat.
I am. I did. I'm trying to message you 1 second. Chat's being weird. Come on.
Gunpowder a thing in SaltMarch?
What?
Is gunpowder a thing in this world?
Probably not as far as you know.
Okay. Same. You just buy go back to town, get a couple barrels of gunpowder, light a fuse, chuck them in the water, and run.
I mean, I'm certain there'd be an alchemical compound that can cause something similar to an explosion.
We acquire said compound.
It wouldn't be gunpowder specifically, but I'm pretty sure there has to be something that exists that does something similar.
Okay. I don't know how we're gonna beat this thing underwater.
Well, considering you can't even use your main weapons.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, even if I can use my main weapons, I remain full that could do anything to it.
Yeah, so I don't even think we can fight this guy. Like.
Right. So, are you going to keep following that tunnel?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll follow along. Am I able to... How big is this shark? Am I able to, like, hold onto his tail and get pulled along?
I'm medium.
Big enough to pull me, shouldn't it?
Probably slow me down.
Should probably, yeah. roll a grapple. I'm gonna say with disadvantage because it's a shark. If you want to catch a ride.
Okay. What kind of roll would that be? Athletics?
Yep.
Okay. Guess I'm swimming.
How do you breathe underwater?
I'm holding my breath, it's like Constitution.
Constitution modifier plus 1 minute, or 30 seconds plus 1 minute plus Constitution modifier.
So you hold my breath for 3 minutes, which is insane. Quite the breath hold I have there.
You got good cardio.
We're
Thank you.
fantasy characters.
Yeah, for sure.
That's assuming that you're actually holding your breath.
I would think I would going underwater.
Right. But, I mean, if something happened, make you...
Oh,
not-
yeah.
If
No,
you say
for sure,
something,
yeah.
if you get surprised, if you get hit, yeah.
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 Also,
I should probably ask this now then, because this might be a bit of a pain if it was told in the middle of the fight. If we can breathe underwater, can we still cast vocal components in underwater?
no.
I'm going to say no.
Okay, so we can't cast spells, we can't use our weapons, and
You can cast spells if there's no vocal.
Yeah.
most 90% of spells are vocal. So even if we can breathe underwater, we can't cast spells. Okay.
Yeah, underwater fighting does not
Water's
seem
Even though there's
Yeah.
no rule specifically on the whole thing though.
like the best, like the most advantageous encounter to
So-
have.
Basically, it's completely one-sided. So I can see even out of character. It's a one-sided fight. We shouldn't be fighting this thing.
Yeah, not underwater.
Not anywhere. Like this thing's obviously a water-based creature. We're gonna be fighting it underwater.
Is the tunnels wide enough for us to get through? Because I thought it was wide enough.
But, a con save. Alon.
You want to save from?
16.
All right. So yeah, you force your way past the cloudy, foul-smelling water, and you swim into the tunnel. No one's holding on to you at this point. And how long are you gonna swim?
I'm gonna swim for a good couple minutes. I do swim at 40, so I'll eventually outpace Ralston.
I thought Ralston gave up. No.
I'm
Oh,
at
I
the
have no
mouth.
idea.
Yeah, no, I'm basically at the mouth of the cave, like waiting for you to see.
Okay.
I'm assuming to swim to see if there's an end, and come back and get me.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a good couple minutes to see if I can find anything, if I can sense anything, to see if it's worth going down there.
Okay.
And then if after too long it's just continuous, I'll turn around.
Thea comes back up from the water.
Well, I couldn't even go down underwater, so no. Yeah, I'm back up.
A minute ago, do you think we should try to search up here a bit more? We didn't really. I don't think we searched everything up here.
Oh, we haven't.
I don't think we went that way.
I like the back. We didn't look around at all very much in the back part of the cave.
Well, we kind of just went down here because Marion was down here. So, yeah.
guess I'm gonna go look around with these guys. Since I at least want to be able to do something.
The guard's just like sat back against the wall, still staring down at the water.
All right. So where are you looking?
Up
Those
this river.
dudes over on the surface.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna take my torch with me. I just can't move that there. My shit.
Right. Check me out. Not what I meant to do.
The DM's gone. Ransack the dungeon. Go, go. Damn it, he's back. It took too long. There is no god here.
All right. So up here, you run into what appears to be a wall made of stones piled up and held together with some sort of mortar. Up here, opens again into a larger area with a cracked floor. So yeah, that's what you can see up there. Are you gonna keep going up there? Are you gonna check out something else?
Alright.
I'm going to throw a torch, the torch I have lit, into here. Like just toss it onto the what looks like cracked flooring.
Okay. All right. So the torch rolls in there and then sputters and goes out. Oof.
How long has it been since?
She ready as her rapier because she saw something move.
How long has it been since Roust and Algalon went under the water?
At this point, maybe half a minute.
Half a minute.
Hey, God, Jazer, something here.
Yes, I'm okay, but they haven't come back yet.
There's something moving over here.
Druid will have another torch and move over.
He'll step over to the top of the staircase. He'll move this body to the side real quick.
So yeah, that one kind of sputters as it rolls. It doesn't go out. But it isn't shedding that much light at the moment. Just kind of glowing on the ground right around here.
Where is it?
Where?
Where's the torch? Where's the torch?
And he'll pull out a torch of his own.
No, where's the torch that Jazer threw?
Up here, way at the top.
Oh, did you throw a second one? Right on? Okay.
No, I lit a second one on with me.
Okay. So, yes. We check over here because something moved.
Well, yes, that was where the other fish person ran off to.
So yeah,
So he's still.
there is another pool here with a rickety-looking bridge. That's what you see. You don't see the edge from here.
The guard is again going to look back over the staircase, check to see if there's any signs of them under the water.
Okay, I need some light here. Drazer's torch goes out.
All right.
Now what do I? Now how far out do I see?
Now you see. Now you see the whole area, more or less, up to the natural wall. Yeah. So. That's basically it. You don't.
There's a wall here.
Yeah, there's a wall there. There's a hole in the middle of the bridge, making it look not terribly effective. You also see there's some sort of opening down here.
What?
Well, like another cavern, maybe.
Once she gets the Quake read, this takes a few seconds for her. She casts Prestidigitation again on the torch, bringing it back up.
Okay. And?
That's it. Drazer, watch this place. Something's around there.
Oh, I would remove those green boxes if I could, but I can't.
Yeah.
If you wanted to remove those, you can.
I'm gonna try. Hopefully I won't.
Fair.
Yeah, don't. Don't. You might accidentally delete the map.
There. That's one of them.
All right. Hey, nice.
There it is.
Alright. I'm gonna check out this area from here. I'm gonna try and be stealthy about it. Be quiet.
Okay. Don't hear anything up ahead.
Has the water risen at all from here? Or is it staying at that?
Oh, it's staying at that level.
Okay. And still no sign from Ralston or Algalon.
I don't think Ralston went. At least that was my understanding.
He stayed at the cave entrance at the bottom of the pool. He didn't follow me through the tunnel, but he did go under the water.
Okay. You're just like hanging out and looking?
Ralston's AFK right now, but he said he was, waiting.
Oh, alright.
Okay.
Until he needed air.
Yeah.
So you're stealthing up there?
Yeah, I'm stealthing up here.
The guard is gonna not go down into the water just yet. He's gonna stay up there, keep an eye on the place.
Alright. So yeah, you see more of this cracked floor with obvious signs of water having been here within recent memory. There seems to be kind of a crevice in the floor up ahead.
takes a little bit step further to try and lean out, see the rest of the room. Going in quietly.
So yeah, this is a fairly extensive cave here. Dimly you can see wall up here. And yeah, there appears to be more and more deeply cracked floor on the other side of the crevice.
And it's a wall right here.
No, that's I guess you have more vision than that. Yeah. Yeah, you just see more of the crevice here, and yeah, it's continuing to be open in the cell here.
Okay, I take a quick look. Once I see that I don't spot anything dangerous, I will head back with the group.
Okay.
Alright guys, there's a big open room in the back there. A lot of cracked flooring, some deep crevice in the back here. It's a big room back there.
Let him come back up.
Yes?
All right. At this point, yeah, Ralston feels like there's something approaching from the water.
Like, not from the cave entrance, or from the cave entrance that Algon went through?
Well, where are you exactly?
I'd imagine at this point I'm at the surface, right above the little cave that Algon swam into, kind of waiting for him to reappear.
Okay. Yeah, from that direction.
Okay.
Actually, sorry, real quick, Jim. I'm gonna send you something.
All right.
Good, continue, Rob.
Oh, like I sense something like a presence coming, or like the water is being
The water is being stirred.
Hopefully, everyone didn't see that.
See what? See what exactly? How go on?
Okay.
Nothing.
They'll find out soon enough.
Yep.
I guess then I'll just kind of tread water back a little bit and just watch that area.
Okay. So shark appears in short order, apparently with a limb in its mouth.
A limb?
Yeah.
Yep, and I'll try and make my way back to the stairs unless I sense Ralston. Then I'll head to him.
Yeah, you can probably sense him.
Okay. An arm. Well, let's
You don't know it's an arm, it could be a leg. He said a limb, okay?
Okay. A nondescript limb. Okay.
Does it matter when you're going to show it off in a few seconds?
Yeah.
As it approaches,
Yeah.
you can clearly see that it's an arm.
Okay. I guess then, yeah, I'll swim back up to the stairs so we can talk, because I imagine he's going to want to tell me what transpired down there.
Yeah. All right, I'll swim back up, drop the arm on land out of my mouth, and then turn back into Algalon.
The moment that the pair of them get out, Minagato rush down, like hand them back up and just.
So, did you hear the voice? Did you see Marion down there?
Is there any light here?
Not really.
Okay, then I can't see shit.
Vinegar's the one with the light.
Does Vinegar still have the medallion?
No, that went
Oh,
out.
okay. I guess I'll
Wait. When did the light go out? It's still going.
It is
Yeah,
going? Okay,
it was
good.
magic. Yeah.
Light does not go out if the caster dies.
Yeah, light just happens. Okay.
Right, so I guess I'll be like, oh no, I didn't. I mean, I didn't hear anything. I was just kind of treading water there, waiting for Algalon. Let's see what he has to say.
No,
Just kind of wait.
I didn't hear any voices. The last time I was down there, it was really hard, but I shook something off, that's for sure. That tunnel leads to open water. So I don't think what you're looking for is out there. I did find this arm. I was trying to see if it was Marin's or possibly somebody else's.
DM, just at a glance, does it look like the arm could belong to Marion?
Yes, quite likely.
Okay.
It looks like it was freshly severed.
Okay. Yeah, I think in all likelihood that probably is Marion's arm.
Okay.
I kind of give a glance to Minigard. Sorry, man. I'm pretty sure that's Marion's arm.
Silence.
Yes, I thought it was as well. That's why I tried to find if there was any other forgive, I don't know any better phrase, but any other pieces left over. I couldn't find any. So that's why I came back. But I had to be sure.
If something was down there, it more than likely made its way out to the open water now.
If it went that way, if Minigard came from the north side of the pool, that tunnel was from the south side, there would be no normal way for the water to flow an arm out down that deep and then out that way. So it possibly would have dragged it out, yes.
Okay. So maybe they're not so much waking something up here as they are summoning it from the ocean? I mean, exactly how
Normally,
big was this tunnel?
It was big enough for us to fit through easily enough. I didn't seem to have any issues.
So this entity, or whatever it is, can't be all that large then? To fit through that tunnel?
Well, not necessarily. It could be rather large, however, its body could form to fit the shape. As an octopus.
Yeah, I get you.
I would say that I'm not sure about summoning, but possibly an area of tribute. We would do that much in our tribe. We would lay tribute and animals would feed on it.
Okay. Maybe the best thing to do would be to try to lay in wait here and ambush it if it comes back.
By the way, gentlemen, that we did see one of the things, I think the one with the staff, still moving upstairs. And also that we found another room, apparently.
Yes, I would say if we do lay in wait, we should try and clear this place out to make sure there are no other dangers that we don't know of.
Good thinking. All right. Well,
Well,
let's get the
then,
hell out of this staircase.
Well, then Theo will point out here. Oh, something's swimming around in that pool. Don't know if it connects to anything. And there's a large room down there.
Well,
Large
Yes.
room, large room, cracky floor with a crevice.
that pool is where I saw that last fishy person thing run off to.
Yes.
And the last time we were in here, I was down there as well. I didn't pay much attention as I was trying to just get out, but there could be something there.
Okay. Well, should we continue
I'll make my
exploring the
way
cave?
past Minigard up the stairs into the main chamber.
Are you taking the arm with you?
I'm leaving it there on the stairs.
Okay. Minigard is gonna look down at it, take out a gold piece, just reach down, curl it in the hand.
I'm sorry. I couldn't keep this one.
Okay.
And he'll just push the hand back into the water and join the others.
Don't beat yourself up too much about it. Take a mulligan on that one.
Right.
Okay. So having done that, are you gonna
What's a mulligan?
It's basically you slough off or discount something you messed up on.
That's
Try again.
That I can't do that with a promise. That's a soul-bound word, and I don't have many words.
I tried really hard to retrieve the body, Minigard. I did.
There's
I'm
nothing
sorry I
left.
couldn't find her.
The thought that you wanted to keep the promise that matters, Minigard. You tried your best.
That doesn't help at all.
I know, I'm just trying to...
He'll just slowly walk past, head down. Just start making his way upwards.
Yeah, I'll head up. See Thea's heading that way, so I'll proceed north as well.
Yep.
Okay. So, are you continuing to move around this cave with your light source, or are you still, staying
You guys
down?
just go off into the dark hall, into the dark cave.
Yeah.
Damn it, dear. Don't let there be two bodies. Damn it, I don't want to break two promises today.
Yeah. So yeah, you see another wall over here. On this side, you see outlines of some sort of apparently stone structure.
Let's step in. DM, is there evidence that this room has been flooded? I mean, kind of like, is it damp?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it is damp, and there are traces of seaweed. Actually, in some cases stuck on the floor, in some cases just kind of stuck in the crevices.
Okay.
The second you put your hand on her, she just grabs it harshly. Minigard, I appreciate the concern, but not right now.
Dear, with all due respect, if it was my choice, I'd be dragging you out of here and making sure that you aren't in this.
Well, good
So
thing it's not
stand
unusual.
behind me. Now.
I want you to know that that was my friend that is dead. Do
And
not
I
treat-
have broken a
do not-
promise.
and
We
do
are
not-
in the same boat. We were in the same boat.
And don't
Yeah.
treat me like I'm lesser.
I'm not treating you like a lesser.
Oh, really?
I'm keeping a promise to a dead friend of ours. Now stand behind me, or I will make sure you are not involved. If you want vengeance, I will let you grant it, but do not let me make another promise to break it again. Stand behind me.
Fine.
I want you to live a good life, Theo. All of us. In the replacement of those who cannot. I want you to remember that your life is not at stake when you have a fucking bull protecting it. I am expendable here. I've accepted that a long time ago. Now, I'm not going to break any more promises today. If I see anyone else trying to do any more shit, I will personally have it. You will not stand ahead of me anymore. Can't have any more deaths on my conscience.
Fine.
That counts for the rest of you two.
Are you sure you want me to continue firing my crossbows behind you?
You have had no issue with it so far.
So,
Thea
are
goes, into
you?
her Thea goes into her pouch and pulls out a blue vial.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna say this now. Worst comes to worst. Minigard, drink this.
What is it?
Potion of water breathing.
Potion of what? What?
A potion that lets you breathe underwater.
Damn,
That could
do
have
you
been
any more?
extremely useful.
Yeah, do you have
Yeah.
any more of those? The only one?
Marion had the other one.
Shit.
Okay.
We were saving them for an emergency. The emergency's passed.
Didn't I just say that I was expendable?
And I just put the potion back in your hand and start walking forwards.
Alright. So, you gonna continue exploring this cave?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Minigard
think
in
so.
his straightforwardness at this point, yeah, he's gonna go forwards.
Okay. So, yeah, basically, like, against this far wall, you do see this large stone throne with a couple of, I mean, they vaguely look like statues on either side. It looks like it's made of some sort of coral, or at least like underwater mineral type thing. It's not entirely clear what it depicts, but it does appear to be shaped somehow, as opposed to just a naturally occurring structure. You do see that there are designs carved into the throne, and it appears that someone has begun hacking away at them. You do see several pickaxes lying next to it. It also appears that the bottom of the throne is bloodstained. And lying near its base, there are a bunch of bones and also a bunch of shells.
Said there's scratch marks on the symbology.
There are less scratch marks than they are marks of someone having taken a pickaxe to them.
So like defacing.
Yeah.
It's like we might not be the first people called here. Look fresh.
Here you see another wall. Made
I mean,
of
do the
explosive
gouges look,
soldiers.
do the
About
gouges
that.
look fresh, or are they like weathered, like with the water erosion?
They look fairly fresh. It doesn't
Okay.
look like they're rounded at all. It looks like someone took a pickaxe to them and just like took chunks out. There are vague traces still of like vines carved into this throne, but that's about all you can see.
Okay.
Can I see if there's any signs, tracks, footprints, markings of anything that Ralston has described from his dreams?
You can roll perception. You'll have to remind me of what it is Ralston described.
Just from what I can remember, it was like something vaguely goblinoid I saw in my dream, and then I think that was pretty much it, right? And I knew that it was in this area. Thing to that effect.
You knew that it was in this area. You actually don't As you try to like focus your mind and remember what it is you saw, you're actually having a hard time forming a precise image in your mind.
Okay.
You just see like tentacles, maybe mouth. It all is somehow jumbled. Can't focus enough
Okay.
to be able to visualize it.
Perception 12.
Yeah. Yeah, aside from like the seaweed, well, you do see like a couple of wet tracks here and there around the throne and leading down to the opening where you came from.
Okay.
It almost certainly belongs to the fish people.
Okay.
So if you like bend down and sniff them, they definitely smell fishy.
How's that smell, Ivan? Is it stronger or weaker, about the same?
Compared to the pool down at the bottom of the staircase?
Yes.
Not as strong, but still foul.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Ralston. I can't find anything of what you're looking for here.
No, I don't see anything either.
DM, what did you say? What did you say about this wall over here? What was up with it?
Which wall
Yeah,
over
sorry.
there?
Interrupted him.
Yeah, I mean that it's a wall of closely fitted stones. Apparently with some sort of mortar-like substance in between them. The main reason why it looks maybe out of place is because it does seem like it's kind of a straight wall as opposed to all the other walls in this cave that are, irregular shape, probably naturally formed, whereas that wall doesn't seem to be.
And you said there's a pickaxe over here?
The pickaxes are mostly near the throne, but over here you do see straw mat with it looks like some bedding materials.
All right.
Also near the throne, see a whole bunch of those pincered staves.
Let's capture things.
Yeah.
Okay.
That the fish people were using.
This wall, does it look like it's really sturdy construction, or is it kind of more haphazard?
The wall that Thea was just checking out?
Yeah, with the mortar.
Looks fairly sturdy. But yeah, I mean, whereas the other walls are just kind of, I mean, it's more or less solid rock. These are definitely, like
If any
stone.
walls can have a weak point, it's going to be the wall that was freshly made.
Yeah, I think we should get behind that wall and see what's there.
Minigard, escort me to the throne room so we can grab those pickaxes.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, he'll go up, keeping a very close eye on the group at the elevated space. How visible is your looking around, Ralston? Is it like extremely freaking obvious?
What?
You looking around like crazy.
Yeah, I mean, if you observe me for a couple of seconds, you'll just see like my eyes like darting around the room, kind of haphazardly.
Which way?
Ralston,
Yes, Algalon.
he's talking to you.
Which way, Ralston?
Which
Where's
way?
it
What?
coming?
I don't know. I just feel that
You-
it's somewhere in the cave.
In here?
No, not in this room. No.
Okay.
But if you're grabbing those pickaxes, grab me one because I'd like to get behind that wall.
Okay.
And he'll reach down, hand Thea one, just like throw another in the general direction. Yeah, shit.
It definitely has to be in that other room with the pool. You remember the cave paintings from earlier?
Yes.
There-
Which direction did you go?
In the pool, I went to the south.
So you turned left.
Yes,
I turned right.
I saw.
Did you go up there?
No, not this time. Last time we were in here, before we were attacked, I did briefly, yes. The cave paintings had some weird humanoid figures worshipping some strange creature in the waves, placing offerings before the creature. I think that's where they offer the food.
Where-
Sorry, I was
where-
thinking from before.
Yes.
Where were these
That would be my
paintings?
guess.
They were around the entrance, I believe.
Yeah.
There are also some markings in the stairwell as well, Ivan.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So can we pick up the pickaxes? Any problems picking them up?
No, I mean they're heavy like any other pickaxe, but
Alright.
don't have any problem picking them up.
Alright. Come on, Minigard, let's go break the wall down.
Yeah, I'll help you. I'll grab a pickaxe. I assume you threw me
Wait.
one, Minigard.
Why? What's going on?
We're
There's
gonna
a
see what's
wall
behind
here
this wall.
There's a wall here that was clearly made, meaning that there's something behind it.
Before
It-
you
it
get
is-
into it, Algalon's gonna touch Minigard and cast guidance. Here, hopefully this will help you.
As you're casting guidance, you'll notice he is extremely exhausted, and you'll notice mentally he's taking a lot of damage, not physically.
Hmm.
So he is rather hunched over, breathing heavily. Now that
Alright.
you've actually gone pretty close up to him.
Well, regardless of how long it will take you to break down this wall, assuming that is feasible, will take a while one way or the other, and because it is going to be an early morning for me, I think we should probably call it a day here.
I guess.
All right.
I mean, I'm world level 5, man.
Hey, you and me both, trust me.
Algalon, can you do some healing real quick? I am technically bloodied, just for note.
Didn't last time you were asked, you said you were good.
Yeah, I also took, what was it? Let's see. I took 11 points of force damage and 8 points of psychic damage.
When you're swimming?
I got 10 points of force damage from technically drowning for almost a minute, and 8 points of psychic damage from the creature.
Jesus Christ. Should
Wait, you didn't mention that part.
Yeah, I should have mentioned it.
You didn't
Well-
mention you were attacked.
Well, he's also been fucking traumatized. He's also fucking... he's been through a lot of shit. He doesn't really have any self-preservation right now. He's not physically looking after himself at this point. He's more looking after everyone else instead of himself.
Okay, creatures later.
So Algalon is gonna I'm going to hold off.
Okay.
And I will sit down and start to see if I can rest.
Okay.
As you guys get to the wall, since I won't be able to help.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. You can try to rest with him. Me and Thea can go to town on this wall and see what we can get.
Yeah, considering we're the two who don't get anything back on a short rest.
Yes. Yeah, right. Might as well.
It would be ill-advised for me to take a rest now when we still have a job to take care of.
Don't worry, Minigard. When time comes, I will help you
And
restore your health and energy. But right now
Yes.
is not that time.
And
Minigard.
I will make sure that you will do so, but we have a job to do.
Minigard,
Yeah,
there's only room for 2 people against this wall, and me and Thea
That-
got
that's-
it. Just
That's
take a
it's
breather.
okay. Thea, you can take a moment to rest, and I will take care of it.
Right. I should probably also say that I think I've mentioned this to a couple of you, or maybe even to all of you a while ago, that I'm probably going to need to move to playing once every 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Time is of
That's
the
a shame.
essence.
No,
Yeah.
It's a shame,
So
but
hopefully that's workable. The
it's gonna
rest.
be our new dedicated schedule, or will we'll be able to sneak in Wednesday here and there?
Yes. That will be things will work at least for the rest of the summer.
Okay.
So
Okay. So
Yeah,
next
Can we
Wednesday.
discuss something about that rule about underwater spellcasting? Because
we do that later because I do have to.
when is later?
So I
Probably
would
send him a
say-
DM and you guys can talk about
Yeah.
it.
We got 2 weeks because next week's a bye week. Done.
Yeah.
Ivan?
I would also like to say, if you're doing spell casting and you have water breathing, you'd probably be able to do it.
Well,
Outside of water
No,
breathing,
you still couldn't talk underwater if you could breathe underwater. Still.
Then how do races like the Sahagin priestess cast their spells underwater? There are creatures with that live underwater that can cast magic. How do they cast magic by that rule?
because they can breathe.
Yeah, but the DM said that even if you can breathe underwater, you can't cast spells. That's what I'm kind of trying to bring up.
Like, because Swaggin are like water creatures, so it stands to reason that they know how to work the verbal components underwater, as opposed to land-dwelling creatures who are underwater trying to use verbal. So this would be what I would say. I mean, I'm not the DM, so.
I just bring it up because it's a major debilitating to our character, to the spellcasting characters. You know.
We will
I mean,
have to-
I'm equally as fuck and
Yeah,
useless underwater. I
I'm
mean,
bringing it up here because it kind of really screwed us all over in a heavily water-based campaign.
we'll have to.
mean-
continue
Yeah, we'll
later.
talk about it later.
yeah, we're gonna figure out a way to face this thing not underwater. Is what I'm leaning towards.
Right.
How we're gonna accomplish that, but we cannot fight it underwater. It's just untenable.
We all get staff grabbers, get one of the toes each, and yank it up by its toenails.
Question about those
Take a
staff grabs.
tentacle.
Take a
What
tentacle.
those items then are they exotic items that we need special training for because they're not, typical weapons to use.
Or just pick it up and try.
I think they're pole arms.
Okay.
I mean,
I could totally suplex a titan. Sure,
Yeah, you
but
can
no.
suplex the
There you
titan.
go. There you go. That's a spirit.
I'll give you guidance for it. No.
that only works if this creature is not large.
I will see you guys in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Yep.
Sounds
Thanks for the
good.
session,
Thank
Ivan.
you.
Good night.
Yeah.
See ya.
Night, man. Yeah, I'm gonna help my wife get dinner rolling too. I will
I
talk
thought,
to you guys
I thought I
later.
needed to talk to you about something, Ral.
Oh, do you? Okay.
I thought
Yeah,
I
if you
did. It was right at the beginning.
Oh.
The hell was it?
What you saw under the water. That's all I could think of.
Totally not going to mention about that arm situation.
No, it was
Yeah.
before
No
that.
arm situation.
I talked to you about the sickle on stream.